Thank you, Face It, for sponsoring this episode.
I mean, for our team, like Crazy Raccoons, and they were playing like this like ball, Bastion, Cat. Those guys felt unbeatable. Like on certain maps, like obviously Twisted, it was a different story. Like they really they did find solutions. For us, those guys felt like, oh, these guys are pretty damn good. You know, you got jumping, slamming your backcloud. You got someone flying over to tapping you with Bastion form. But like ZETA, I lost obviously, you know, but damn was that winnable. Like they really didn't feel like I was watching these guys like all of OWCS like Korea, and I'm like, I don't want to play these guys. Like, these guys like terrifying to play against, you know. And you just play them in a match, and it's like they're good, but not like what I was expecting, you know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 49 of Uncoachable, or as people are going to be calling this episode, the 4 hairlines of the apocalypse. Our guest today is Landon, and you know what, Landon? I think you're getting away with it still. I reckon you've got like at least another year and a half.
It's cooked, mate. It's over. I love the vote of confidence, but I've given it up already.
I don't know, when it was styled on stage, I thought you had it.
I ain't buying that shit. Don't listen to him.
Now you passed the Twitch chat test,
over.
because if anyone walks on with a dodgy hairline when the stream's on, there's always going to be a slurry of comments. But this time, no comments. I think you got away with it this LAN.
We will see, man. I still got a couple more events, you know. I'm sure by the end of it, we'll hold off until then.
A few more stressful map 5s will be the tipping point. How was the event then as well? Obviously, me and Max were at home the entire time, but you and Chrissy got to go to the event a bit more than Chrissy. How was the experience in Japan?
It was pretty good. Like, I think I wasn't really sure like at all how the venue would look, you know, because I had looked up like photos of the venue like pre-event, and I wasn't really that impressed. But then playing on stage, the energy was good. Like, we were pretty taken care of. Maybe the food situation was a bit rough, you know. But no, I don't have too many complaints.
Yeah, every event has like different challenges, you know. I think this time the shuttles were so bad, and the catering was like probably the worst I'd ever seen for Overwatch LAN. But Tokyo was actually mint. You know, I had the weekend off for some reason, so I got to see more of Tokyo and stuff. Actually, I really enjoyed Japan. So hopefully we get to go back. And we got our own rooms. That was actually the solo rooms.
What, single rooms?
Yeah. I mean, the hotel rooms were really small, but they were like solo. So that doesn't matter how small it is, you know?
Yeah, man, I'll take that trade any day of the week.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's... is that the first... I think I swear that is the first, apart from EWC, that's the first time I've ever had that for like a Blizzard event. So that was nice.
How was for... I'll go on.
I mean, like we also had to like every morning, you know, like if you were to later start in the day, had to like go to get some food at 7-Eleven or something, you know, figure out a way to heat it up, because there was no like food at the hotel, which is strange.
There's no breakfast.
Yeah, no breakfast. It was like a smaller hotel, so I guess it makes sense.
Did you try the Japanese McDonald's breakfast?
I don't have any McDonald's.
Honestly, the Japanese fast food like makes America look super skinny, I swear. Like I got like the muck muffin, which is like 2 of those sausage patties and an egg and cheese and bacon all in one. I was unreal. I munched that down. There was this special challenge at Burger King Japan this week called the Baby Body Burger, right?
What?
Honestly, mate.
What's in a baby body burger?
Okay, it's just a cheap. It's 5 quarter pounders in a burger, and it's insane. I did it and I ate it, and they gave me a sticker to say I completed this shit. You know, it was the biggest burger I've ever had in my life. Like as I was eating it, and it was like it was so greasy. Like the thing was like falling apart everywhere. It was so fucking good though. To be honest with you, like they probably looked at me. Everyone in Burger King, I'm just sat on my own in the corner with this just like absolute mountain of respect. These bloody white people, you know, like these animals. But honestly, it was good.
Yeah, I believe it.
So you didn't do any of those like convenience store runs, get yourself some of those rice balls and egg sandwiches and all that? You were just straight to the McDonald's then?
I went on a hike one day, so I stocked up at the local 7-Eleven or whatever it was. But I actually think I might actually go out on a limb and say that like those convenience stores are like the overhyped. Like they were good, but like I was expecting to be eating like crack cocaine levels of food, and it was better than an English convenience store, I guess. But like it was just like decent food, you know. I reckon that's
I think
over.
I think a lot of that stuff is like outrageously overhyped, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say if
It's
you're having
cheap, though.
difficulty with like the food and the PPAs, you know, you could probably just go in there and get a bunch of it, you know, come away with a bunch of rice balls and little sandwiches and stuff like that and throw them all at your teammates. And like even the picky eaters would find something that they could eat. But at the same time, you know, like I'm probably not going to be like on my deathbed thinking, God damn, I just wish I could have one more egg sandwich from the con binny before I die. But like, no, that's just me.
I think you're right, unfortunately, man.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
About-
the only thing is the price. You know, like I went in at like midnight, you know, and got like, you know, drink, snack, and a sandwich, and it was like $3.20 or something, you know. But
I
it was
think-
definitely not some 5-star Michelin meal.
We did the boot camp in Korea, obviously, and it's been ages since I've been. But I think those countries, due to their like stuttering economy, they've gotten like quite cheap when translating some Great British pounds. So it was actually like really affordable. Like, did you do ramen? Did you go out to a ramen place at all?
Yeah. I think all of us went down to like Ichiran, like separately, like bit by bit.
It was so good, actually. Like the
Mhm.
ramen, like that was genuinely really good, and it comes like to $8 or something for like this, like
Yeah,
for this,
and not
big
too
ass
hard to
bowl.
order either.
How long do you
No,
have to
it's-
wait?
It's
I don't know.
not too long.
There was one near the hotel which always had a queue of like 10 million people outside. But I was in the city centre, the one I went to, so I just roamed around until I found one which looked accessible. So I got straight in, but it was like good.
All right, so pretty good all round then. Should we jump into some of the actual games themselves? Because I thought pretty enjoyable tournament overall. We'll start with Virtus.pro, obviously out of respect for Landon, but from the outside, Landon, it felt like actually a pretty good tournament. Maybe like where expectations were going in, like some good performances. Ultimately ran into twisted minds, which seems to be the course in a lot of these things. Maybe especially for you as well in your all these last major tournaments. hit a TM barrier at a certain point. But how does the performance and the result for you guys look at feel coming in after what you expected going in?
I mean, to be honest, it's like, don't know, it's lukewarm. Like I think going into the tournament, we were like, yeah, like if we figure out our comps, we're probably the 4th best team. You know, we didn't really shoot above that, which sucks. Like I think we had like a lot of opportunities to we really could have beaten ZETA and beaten Twisted. We didn't go below expectations, you know, but just kind of, you know, just it is what it is, you know. Thought we were the 4th best team. We were the 4th best team. Didn't get any higher. It is what it is, you know.
Just does what it says on the tin, eh? Just,
At least you didn't lose to Weibo. That would have been really
Yeah.
awkward, mate. You know, like, you kind of have
Like,
to
would
win
have been a
that one.
toughie, mate.
hey, we've all been there, Chrissy. We've all been 5th, 6th with SSG losing to Weibo at the first LAN of the year. Like,
Yeah. Well,
I
and the last
swear, though,
lap.
like, the Chinese fans actually love me though. Like we did a meet and greet in
that's because
Stockholm,
they hate their team.
and then a
bro.
meet and greet in Japan, and like so many Chinese fans came up to me and had me write letters to leave and stuff, and you know taking photos of
No
me. They
way.
love me, man. I'm telling you.
I mean, they can't hate because you were right, you know? Like, it's like, it wasn't trash talk. It was just, I mean, yeah, sorry, mate. But that's just how it is.
Yeah, no, it feels like the Weibo fans have turned against their team so much since like their first return. Now they're just siding with the foreigner about like, yeah, put these guys out to pasture, please.
Yeah, I mean they
Those
were all
guys are just,
super
like,
nice.
fully under the bus.
I think they made the right like roster moves though. Like I think like if they played this tournament with like their old roster, like trying to force their old comps, for sure they would have like crashed and burned way harder.
I swear they weren't that bad this tournament, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
That's-
mean like in scrims, I heard they were like a really really strong team, you know, and like even in our match against them, like that wasn't like an easy game. That was a bit of a dogfight.
Yeah, no, I feel like maybe they're kind of in the same boat, as in like they beat the teams you'd expect them to beat, they lost against the teams you'd expect them to lose to, type thing. But it did feel like a slightly stronger version of Weibo.
Like, I think if we'd played them in like a map 5 scenario, that really could have been like a tough game, you know? Like if it wasn't in some best of 3 quickie game.
It's now time for the sponsor segment. FaceIt have kindly sponsored us again because Season 9 is right around the corner, which means it is time to sign up once more. The seasonal growth that we talked about last time has continued. We were up to 424 teams in Season 8, a record high so far. So we can go even higher this time. The number of teams is just increasing at all levels as well. Plenty of competition to go around. And we've seen this play out on the highest stage so far of FaceIt League. Obviously, the Masters teams, the top 2 teams get to go into promotion relegation, and we saw Tennessee, really veterans of FaceIt Masters, have been grinding away, playing season after season, doing really well until eventually last weekend they took down Team Peps to claim their spot in OWCS. And what better endorsement for the FaceIt system for that climb up towards Pro, up towards OWCS, than beating Peps, a partner team. They were a partner team. Like, they still are a partner team, I guess, but they're no match for Tennessee now, the FaceIt Masters team that have conquered them and will take their place in OWCS. So if you want to be on that same journey, that same path that Tennessee find themselves at the end of, FaceIt League is the place to be. It's starting up again, Season 9. No better time to join the FaceIt League.
I think clearly, as the numbers suggest, this is really fun. This is the best way to play Overwatch. We've said this a million times. Every single season, more people join. But I think one thing that people say to me is, well, I'm a solo queue player, or maybe I duo with 1 or 2 people. It's kind of almost like a daunting task to find a team. And that this season, in Season 9, FaceIt is launching the Team Finder feature. And what this is, it's a little inbuilt part of the website where you're able to post if you are LFT. If you're a captain of a team and need to pick up 1 or 2 players, you can then filter by role, like, oh, I'm a tank, I'm a main support, I'm even looking for a coach. Obviously, you can do by whichever skill region or skill level that you're at. Language requirements, all this good stuff. So I think actually this is probably the easiest time if you're just a solo queue player and you've always thought about getting into team play, but you don't know anyone. Maybe you don't want to like go through all the hassle of like discords and trials and all this type of stuff. Now with the Team Finder feature, it's way simpler, and it's never been easier to join FaceIt and get involved in competitive team play Overwatch.
We've got some new features with a Team Finder. We've also got a whole lot more of the same. We got another $50,000 up for grabs, split across all of the different brackets of FaceIt. And I mean, we say it time and time again that FaceIt is the only way to go pro. FaceIt is actually becoming so appealing as a product now that Team Peps are actually voluntarily stepping back into it from OWCS. If you want to get involved in FaceIt League, then go to fce.gg/uncoachable. I mean, we talked at the start as well about how all we do is win this referral program. This will be no different. We've got a lot to give away this time when we win, or maybe we can keep these prizes for ourselves when we win the referral program. What's up for grabs, Abby?
So there's a lot of the same things. There's some cash prizes, there's some Overwatch coins that we could of course give away, and some FaceIt post-it cards that we can give away. But the big prize this time around is some OWCS team coaching for a team of any level, whether you're expert, advanced, masters, anything like this, and you have a choice of coaches to get your coaching from. You could get it from our very own Chris Tieffer, who almost won a map at the Champions Clash, or you can get it from Wheats, the champion of North America.
The good thing about this prize is you get to choose which coach gets the work. So you can take a lot of different approaches to this. You can give that money to Wheats and let him sleep on the job for an hour. You can deny Chris Tieffer that money, or you can make Chris work for his dollar. There's really endless choice here. Just make sure that you get us to the top of the leaderboard in order to cash in.
The link you need will be in the description. It will be on your screen somewhere as well. fce.gg/uncoachable. Use our link, sign up now, let everyone know you came from here. Get us that giveaway. We'll let you pick between Wheats and Chris. I think I know what the audience is going to pick, but we'll give you the choice nonetheless. Thank you to FaceIt for supporting this episode. Thank you to everyone who supports the podcast, supports FaceIt. Again, if you want to support the podcast, there's no better way than to sign up using our link. And yeah, go enjoy some Overwatch. Find a team. Get involved. Can I ask you, Landon, what was your Cat Bastion journey through the boot camp? Because I feel like when everyone landed, like boots on the ground in Korea, it was like Cat Bastion pandemonium, you know, in terms of like, can we catch up to Crazy Raccoon and ZETA? How strong is it? Can we deal with it? Everything like this. Because by the time you guys played the tournament, it felt like you were probably the team that used it the least.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was weird because like the power level on it changed every day. Like I think it was like I think the actual comp didn't matter too much. Just like it was just like whether or not a team was really really good at it. And like right away we like the fully formed comp of like the Maga Reaper edition of it. We really didn't want to like square up and take that mirror. You know, like even some of like the other teams, like I think like Dallas gave us some trouble on it. And obviously, like the Korean teams were insane at that comp, you know. So even if we had to play like Mokik or like Cat Bastion, we tried to find like a Diva or a Reaper ban, or a Maga ban or something like that. But I don't know. It's a really good comp, but I think it wasn't maybe a little bit oversold.
Yeah,
I
felt
think
like overall,
every team.
Go on.
Yeah, sorry. I thought every team went through like that same first 5 days on the boot camp or whatever, just fully hard locking that shit, seeing what happens. And then I guess like in the last like however long before the tournament, everyone kind of made some sort of decision about, is this ours or is it not? I think you're right somewhere fundamentally that like the comp was like you guys in TM clearly had like a lot of success at breaking it and playing against it. Whereas I don't know why, but it seemed like in Korea, like no one was able to ever do that in their games, I wonder if the Korean teams these days are actually just like not good enough at Lucio Kiri comps to be able to to beat it the same way that you guys can,
Yeah, I mean, I think like for sure, like they don't like believe in Lucio Kiri as much, maybe. Whereas I think like for like us at Twisted, it was kind of like, well, we have to make Lucio Kiri work, like if you want to win this tournament, I also think it might have just been like a time thing. Like I think if some of these Western teams got more time on Lucio Kiri, like I think, or like more time in Cat Bastion, I think like they could have done like pretty well. Like some of these maps, like we would play against Crazy Raccoons where they're playing their Cat Bastion, like it really felt like it was so hard to win. Like these guys are flying over rooftops, diving you with a Bastion bomb and spawn, like flying dead eyes, like it was tough, like really like not an easy matchup to play at all. But against some of the other teams that would play it, like it just wasn't like they would just mess up and drop their Bastion. That's just a free fight win, or their cat would get bored and try to catnap into 5 people with a Suzu and a flashbang. It was like an easy comp to mess up on, I think. Yeah, because like I think they really didn't have good ults.
Yeah, I think what happened too was like because everybody at the start of like the boot camp and obviously all the Asian teams were so Cat Bastion pilled. Like teams like that weren't super, like I think teams like Weibo is probably a good example when you guys played them. They learned how to play the mirror really effectively because everyone was mirroring, but then all of a sudden, like you kind of felt against certain teams. If you played the other side of the matchup, like TM were a good example because I actually don't think TM were terrible at that comp in the mirror. But when they played against even AG in the first round, if they all of a sudden have to play like counter a normal comp with that, they didn't know how to play it. Like they only knew how to play the mirror specifically. I will say too, because I suspect it'll keep coming up. Like, I think that this was in all my 8 years of coaching. I don't know if I've ever known like a tournament where it's as favored towards one region over another. Like, I think the not just like the meta, but like the timings of like when they get to keep playing, like they didn't have to take a break on the same patch. I've never seen a tournament where the Korean teams had a bigger advantage. Like every Western team rocked up like a week before the tournament, got to Korea, and we're just like, I guess we're learning the comp that you guys have had like 6 weeks of like high level practice and high level tournament. So I think that's like something that's like that needs to go into all of the narratives about this event because it feels it's going to be so hard to beat those Korean teams this event.
I think this is every event going forward. I mean, we talk about this in the past in terms of how, like Korea, it had all this infrastructure. Now it doesn't have this infrastructure. EMEA is on top in that regard. EMEA actually just has like 1 Saudi E-League per year. Collegiate has like 1 big major LAN per year. Korea has like almost double the tournament circuit time, maybe even more than that actually, every single year now, right? Like before every major, the Korea circuit is just going to extend way beyond when the North American tournaments go. They're going to start earlier. They're going to finish later every single time. Like, they're always going to have this practice advantage. You said that this is the first tournament where you think, oh, you know, like, it's crazy that they have such an advantage. The patches are just going to keep coming at this cadence, right? So anything that shakes up the game, it's always going to favor them because they're just going to have to keep playing.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily that they had more practice. It's that our season finished 5 weeks ago. I think that was what was like the killer. Like, I think if we'd had our finals week at the same time Korea had their finals week, and then both teams, well, obviously we would fly to Korea, they would stay where they are. I think if we were hot or in form at that moment, I think it would be better, even if we started later. But it's like, I don't know if it's the same for stage 2 or for stage 3, where we have like 5 weeks between finishing in the next LAN. Is like, it's so long because every team had Koreans, so every team just took 4 weeks off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think next tournament's less bad because Korea starts 1 week before EMEA, and there's no Asia playoffs, I think, this time. So Korea finishes at Korea playoffs. So I think they are still going to start earlier, finish later, but finishing later might be 1 or 2 weeks, then they still have a break. Even though you guys are probably still going to have a pretty chunky break between end of stage 2 and Esports World Cup.
The absence of Asia playoffs makes a huge difference just because it's EWC, right? So there's twice as many teams that get to go. They don't need to separate the wheat from the chaff any longer.
Just send the chaff.
Bring them all, man.
Yeah, exactly. All the chaff gets to come. Like, even a Pacific roster gets in on it, you know? Jerry's so chaffy in France.
Yeah, I mean, you should have seen like in the because like all the teams got to Korea, and there was a patch like a couple days after, you know. Yeah. And so there's like a good 4 days where all teams like, oh, don't worry, guys, they're gonna nerf Cat Bastion, guys. It's okay.
Everyone
really
was coping so hard.
You know?
It was like,
for sure, Cat Bastion's
don't
getting
worry.
nerfed. Then the patch note comes and it's like Diva Lucia carry nerf. And the morning after, the morning meeting after that patch is like, we gotta lock in, boys. This is a toughie. Not what we were hoping for.
I think
it's actually kind of wild, really.
It is. I think that that is actually going to be why TM's result, and I think even VP's result, is actually as impressive as it is. Because I swear, TM have no right to beat ZETA in this situation. You know, on this patch, under these circumstances, I swear this has to be a Korea 1-2. The fact that it was one map away, one ball ban on map 7 away from TM winning the whole thing. I think it still puts the West, or maybe I guess Europe, if we're being honest, in a pretty, you can feel pretty good about it, you know. Even the last 2 years before this year, I swear you never got close to the Koreans in any patch this level of closeness. So I still don't think we're going back to an era of Korean dominance, but it was always going to be tricky, I think, this one.
I mean, for our team, Crazy Raccoons, and they were playing this ball Bastion Cat. Those guys felt unbeatable. On certain maps, obviously Twisted, it was a different story. They really they did find solutions. For us, those guys felt these guys are pretty damn good. You know, you got jump in, slamming your back cloud. You got someone flying over to tapping you with Bastion form. But ZETA, I lost, obviously, you know, but damn, was that winnable. They really didn't feel I was watching these guys all of OWCS Korea, and I'm like, I don't want to play these guys. These guys terrifying to play against, you know. And you just play them in a match, and it's they're good, but not what I was expecting, you know. I really thought it was gonna be back to the old days, you know, just show up at landing, have a real hard time. But to be honest, I should have won that match. I think they were good, but they weren't anything crazy.
Nat Rialto was so close, right? If you get Nat Rialto over the line, I think the whole series feels completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You break that.
I swear they were trying way harder against us than Twisted too. Against me, against Psycho, and me, they go Rialto, ban Kiriko. Against Twisted, they go against UB, they go King's Row and ban Far or something. I swear these guys were cooked or something. I was watching this series and I'm like, I just want to go on vacation or something. Like it was like unreal. Like Rialto and Ben Kiri against me and Psycho, you know, like Ben and Sim doing all this, and then we'll just lose to Twisted. Just call it in.
Because even this, like
Unreal.
this Rialto end, right, where they win that like nuts clutch, like classic shoe and Violet, like levels of bullshit. Like that
I mean,
just
we
felt like...
just trolled our snowball. Like we really should have had like 8.5 minutes going into third point. We just goofed it.
But it's like, this feels like classic Zeta bullshit, right? And I was like, look, even if you can get close in these teams, if you can take them all the way on a map or give them a good game, one of their players is going to do something, and they always find a way to get over the line. But it didn't feel like that was true at all against Twisted Mind. Like, they kind of just got blown out for the most part. And that felt like never seen that happen to them before, really. Like, even when they lost to Crazy Raccoon in the upper bracket, never lost like that. But because they looked really good in this series, like this one against you.
Yeah, I mean, like you could tell they had like some good players. Like they were really playing like.
They did have some good players. Actually, that's a good shot.
Yeah, they were pretty good, man. Like, you could feel it, but it also it wasn't like remotely unwinnable. Like there were a lot of like fights we should lose. You know that like someone just goofs. You know, and then like you can feel that it's like a super winnable game. Like especially if you get Rialto and you ban Kira, you know, against a brawl team, or you can just go Kings Row and just whatever, man. Who cares?
Yeah, I feel like looking at the comps that are on screen right now, like I swear your comp is like, it's like 80-20 to their comp. Like I swear you're like having to fight such uphill on a map like this against this comp. So the fact that you guys should have won is kind of crazy too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we just like messed up our second point snowball. Like, and then I made a pretty big mess up on like the second fight of third. But, like it was like the big fight on second, like our snowball fight. Like we have like sim wall beat. And we just lose the fight because like we just like mess up the order of our ults, and retaking is pretty tough there.
Yeah.
We should win that fight.
It's a hard bridge to cross against Cat Bastion.
I mean, dude, if only we were on Kings Row, there's just no bridge or anything.
There actually is no bridge.
Felt like Ice in particular for you guys. Like I think a lot, like the whole team, like good performance across everyone. But I felt like Ice had a really like standout tournament. You know, I think like quite often when like you VP in the past is like thinking back to last year as well. I've had these series where they don't quite look a match for TM in a lot of these situations. It often feels like TVNT is way ahead of Ice in these situations. And even with Ziad last year with you guys on Alcad as well. But it felt like here, especially Ice had to play loads of Diva. And he looked the part on it. I thought it was like a really impressive performance from him across the weekend.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed. I think, like, to be honest, Diva is kind of the key to beating a lot of these teams, I think. Like, I think Diva is still the weakest tank in a lot of the Korean like teams hero pool. And I think like the style of Overwatch that the West likes to play, you kind of need a Diva, you know? Like, you're going to be playing a lot of these brawl comps. You need a Diva with like the mechanics to just go fly at someone and kill them. And Eyes was like doing that like really consistently in our matches. Yeah, I was really impressed.
Did he change his flight in the end?
Yeah, he did. I think he went a couple hours earlier.
Good. They had him on an 11 a.m. shuttle, and his flight was at like 11:45 p.m. So they said, "Oh, yeah, enjoy those like 9 hours at the airport." Like, and there's nothing we can do.
Saying he had a 12-hour wait at the airport.
Yeah, it was like the 11.
That's
no,
good.
it was 11 a.m.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the latest.
yeah. Because he was on my
the
shuttle.
latest. Yeah, it's the latest shuttle we can do. Can't do later, and his flight's at midnight, and it's like, oh, well,
That's ace.
yeah.
Were you like sharing rooms when you were in Japan, or was it all your own rooms and such?
Solo rooms. Boot camp was
Ooh,
shared rooms,
wow.
at least for us, but Japan was.
Mhm.
It was a really small hotel. Like there was a smoking floor too. Like you had like the smoking floor. I think we got
hell
someone
yeah.
who got awful. But I mean, we had. I think someone. Well, I mean,
know.
we were on floor 7. Were you on floor 7, Landon?
Yeah.
Floor 7
Like
was
a-
where
like
I
my
was
whole
at.
team.
It's an
My
entire
whole team
row.
besides Smash, obviously.
Yeah, it's just Overwatch players
Mhm.
and one old Japanese couple on the end of the corridor, and there's like
Having
no
a dog.
soundproofing for this shit at all, you know. So like you could hear like whenever people would come in at night, everyone could hear it, and they had doorbells, so we were just like ding donging everyone on the way back at like 1 a.m. when we were rolling drunk or whatever.
Oh, unreal. Poor.
Yeah, that couple was probably like, what the fuck is going on this floor?
A lot of 1 a.m.
This
doorbells.
random, in this random like suburban, Japan tiny hotel, just getting swarmed.
Were you not like in Tokyo itself then? Were you kind of like out of town?
Yeah, we were like, it's maybe like 40 minutes on the subway to get into like super central Tokyo. But it was still super busy. Like it's like Japan is so happening. Like I thought like Seoul was busy, but I swear Japan like mogged Seoul for just extreme density of people everywhere. Like you go to any subway station at any time during the day and it's just 4 billion people on the screen at all times.
When you guys got to Twisted, I think it was Astro said, I don't know if you saw on like his pre-game, what it's like, because he won the series before against Weibo, and then obviously he was going to play you guys next, and he said, this one will be no problem, VP have a mental block against us. Do you think there's any truth to that, or how did that series feel for you?
Don't know, mate. To be honest, it's just my bad. Like I think we were like 1,000 times a better team that match. I just messed up on map 3. We should have like a 2-1 lead and win that. Like I think like the style they play, like with Jwoo, it's just not that good. Like I think they're obviously a good team. I've lost to them a lot, but I think like our strategies and like our comps and stuff were for sure better. Like I think we had a better game plan. We just lost. Like I got picked a couple times in Rialto. If I don't get picked, I think we actually like should win that series.
Yeah, I actually think you're right. Like I actually think in these raw mirrors, Sim is such a strong hero, especially like in these diva mirrors. I think the fact that like when Jwoo comes in, they like become unwilling. I think they actually play with like comp disadvantage against you in some of these situations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like I don't know, like some of it, like okay, to be honest, Sim comp is like playing like a different game. You're like an RPG character. You have to like level up, like learn how to play these. Like we practice a lot of the matchups on the Sim comp. Because I think like I don't think we played it at all in EMEA stage 1, right? I don't think my team ever picked Sim.
No.
It was like something like we only started playing in the boot camp. Just because like you have to invest in Sim like pretty early on and as a team to like get value out of the character. And I think for us it was like I think map 1 is like an inexperienced thing. Like we just didn't quite know what to do when they went Maga. We didn't like and they changed their play style a little bit and we didn't quite know what to do. Like I mean, credit to them. Like they pulled out like some Wu Yang Brig, some Judah Brig, Maga. Like they had like their team knows what to do against Sim. Like they're pretty well practiced in that matchup. But I don't know. I think our game plan was better. We just needed a little more time. Like I think like if my team has like a month, or 2 on Sim comp, I think like we have answers to that map 1 matchup. Map 2 like was obviously totally fine. Like just regular Kiri Lucia brawl. I mean, Kev just kills everyone. Works out. And then map 3, like I just got picked by Soj 3 fights in a row. Go next map, just my bad. Really like art like should win that map, Like for sure. Like I think we played way better. Like we held them early on second. Had 1,000 chances to win on attack. Just goofed it.
Yeah, it felt like after that, it was almost done at that point.
I
felt the same for
like
you
we
guys,
messed up. Yeah, I mean, like for sure, like losing that map like hurts, but also I don't know. Like, I'd love to say like we like, or not love to say, but I'd love to like admit that we got mental boons. We just kind of picked like we picked the next map, and I don't think it was a very good map pick. Then we just got picked every fight. Someone just died instantly before anything happened. Before you know it, I got like 100 meters.
Yeah, budget a shit game mode, mate. Shit game mode.
I mean, yeah, just like someone gets first picked, reset. Someone gets first picked, reset. Well, the map's
lost. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, like it was then. Like I don't think we were like in our, in the dumps. We just, I don't know what exactly happened. I didn't really watch the replay. Yeah, but I don't know.
It does.
They got kills. They got cap. They got another kill. The map's over. It is what it is.
How would you rate then? Because you played against like all the iterations of TM. How strong would you rate this TM compared to like Stage 3 last year or Esports World Cup last year?
I mean, I haven't played the UB lineup, like the version of TM that played ZETA and played like Crazy Raccoons. Like I haven't played against recently at all this year. But to be honest, I don't know. I think they're like lucky we're a newer team, and then they're lucky we're not like super experienced in the sim comps, because I think they're playing at a disadvantage, and they're just like they're obviously still winning, but I really think it's like a limited, there's a limited amount of time, until like we're like adequate enough in these sim comps and these other brawl comps to where our comp advantage will start showing. Like I think they can't keep playing Weibo against us forever. I think it'll bite them eventually.
It is interesting, isn't it, that if UB is consistently this answer to the Korean teams, but Sim's also really viable against like off-tank brawl teams, it makes you wonder if they should just put him in more often than not, Yeah.
I mean, team have so much practice against Sim. There's like 8 months that team spent like scrimming a sim mirror, and then eventually like moving on to like Wu Yang, Brig, Hazard with Psycho in the lineup. These guys have like so much practice against sim. I think they feel pretty confident. But I think like the characters they use to make that comp happen just aren't the same anymore. Like the Freya from back then, and the Hazard from back then, even like Wu Yang, like these characters' power levels have gone down like significantly. I don't honestly know if there's a good sim counter comp if a team plays it properly anymore.
Do you think it benefits them that he doesn't play? Like, you be coming in as this pocket pick when they're in the lower bracket after getting run down? Like, what's more important to them, getting more practice on their best comp or hiding it from everyone else so people are even less used to their style than what they used to be? Because, I mean, I don't know how much more practice would have changed things for Yubi realistically on that map 7. Like, if he scrimmed throughout the tournament, would that have made them better, or would that have just made Crazy Raccoon better at responding to it?
It's a good question. I don't know. Like I don't know if they've talked about this, but like when they got to the boot camp, like UB played for like a couple of days. Like I think he was the person that first started playing. And like even like our team was beating them like Cat Bastion. Like our team would play Cat Bastion against the sim, and it just worked. And that was like kind of like the brainworm of like, oh, this comp's just OP. Like we don't even know like what we're doing yet, and it's working. But then I don't know, they figured something out. And I think like at least for this tournament, I think it was better that he didn't play for most of the scrims like after that, because I do think the Cat Bastion comp kind of has like an insane matchup against Sim. Like a lot of these sim matchups, these like the second DPS feels really rough into Sim. Like okay, hit scan's obviously good. But like Vendetta got nerfed. You don't really have like Venture's kind of ugly to play because then you have Zarya. Like your second DPS gets like a really like awkward character pick, And if you just have a Bastion with a bomb perk, suddenly like this like weak role that's easy for your like Cassidy to kill and doesn't get a lot of resources is like hard carrying you. Like I think if Twisted had played UB in scrims the whole time, I think teams would have like gotten better at the matchup. But I don't know about the future.
Because was it stage 3 or something? We had this conversation about like we were like going into it, and it was really confident. It was like a lot of sim, a lot of deeper, and the Koreans were coming over for Stockholm, and it was like, should we just not play sim against them or something? Like, is it in it actually in our interest and not let the sim play against it? Because you could make the same argument for this, right? Like, what if Crazy Raccoon and ZETA just never played Cat Bastion and scrims against you guys?
Well, I actually think this happens, by the way. No, like I'm sure I heard that like the Korean teams cancelled like 50% of their blocks against Western teams and only scrimmed each other like for the vast majority of that final week. Like I think they cancelled all TM scrims because, well, I don't know, maybe TM are too toxic in scrims. They cancelled all of our scrims maybe because we're shit. I don't know if they kept your scrims, Landon, but I swear that's what people told me was like no one knew who Crazy Raccoon and ZETA was scrimming because they were just scrimming each other most of the time. So that they were hiding the Cat Bastion from the other teams,
Is this where
Didn't
the
they hide
Mizuki
the
stuff
Mizuki
came from
as
as
well?
well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, because I
did you guys
swear
play
no
against
one
it?
knew about this comp. Like I swear this was like fully hidden secret tech.
They might have
and-
just like not respected my team too much then. 'Cause we might have been like the only team that like really scrimmed on like a lot of them. Like I scrimmed against this Mizuki like comp a lot. And that was a tough comp to play against. Like I don't know. Like that could be the sim counter comp, to be honest. Like I
Yeah.
think they ended up giving up on it. But our team was playing sim against it, and we had like some sim hit scan comp even going like, dude, it's tough. Like when they play that comp like properly, like suddenly like Diva goes from this Thanos like hero to like he's just getting chained, rocked, froze, like stuffed in a corner every fight. You know, you could beat push Curio and lose to like one Mizuki ult. You know, like that
and
comp
charge is
felt
so
like
fast too, and it's like I swear
Yeah.
it's like hard counters like every ult in your comp.
like
It's really good into the
I don't
ram, I
know.
felt as well. Like even though the ram felt better, it still felt like actually
Yeah, 'cause,
pushing
like,
ram into this, you're still getting chained, you're still getting rocks, and you can never
yeah,
get a
and then
ring
if
forward
May gets like the
timing off.
freeze, like
Yeah.
there was like a lot that made it really tough. But no, I mean like maybe like one or two of our scrims, but I don't know. I guess they weren't too worried about us or something. I don't know. Like I think almost all of our scrims were just kept.
Maybe it was just a TM2 toxic then.
Yeah, could
Any
be.
such cases?
I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised.
Yeah, I heard Zeta went thrilled about the whole thing, but who's laughing at the end of that one, I guess?
hmm Can't see him
I
if
also-
you don't beat him. You know,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Got to suck it up.
Just means we're gonna type more next time around at the Esports World Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard this one as well, Landon, because on day 2, you and TM both had 3 match days, right? Like long days. Did you have to do your fan signing on day 2 as well? I feel like someone told me
Yeah,
this.
I saw people talking about this, and like our org was a little bit upset. But to be honest, like I don't think any of our players are gonna complain about it. I don't think any player ever is gonna play a match and be like, "Oh, I'm tired, man." I swear it's impossible for a player to feel like that. Like if I'm in the middle of a match, like there's so much adrenaline and like focus that no way I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm so tired from my fan meeting right now. You know, like, I'm none of that like remotely like I think affects anyone. Like you're just gonna keep playing. You know, like if you're hungry, if you're sick, I think like once you're like in that match moment, I don't know. Like I don't think any of my teammates complained like at all about it, and like I didn't feel it at all. Like it really like I don't know. There's like so much adrenaline and focus, and like you're like on the stage playing, like
Elimination
it's
game.
impossible. Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
impossible to be like tired and worn out at that point. I think. But yeah, like it was a long day. I think like some of our teammates complained after. Like I totally understand that. Like I think our org was a little bit upset too. But I think once all 5 of us are on that stage playing, I don't think it really matters.
Was it the same for TM as well? They also have their fan meters on that big day too.
I don't know. Maybe not. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
can't remember. Everyone got theirs kind of scheduled. It just, I don't think they changed it. You know, like once your fan meeting was when it was, that was just it.
It's just luck of a draw.
Was it yours that long? I feel like it was a lot shorter than the one we had in Sweden. In general,
I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was maybe like 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It wasn't
really?
like too bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess
like,
in my head I was picturing like an hour long type thing or something, you know.
yeah, I mean, like while I'm doing it, I'm for sure like a little bit upset, you know. But like I said, like once you're on stage, I don't know. I mean, sure. I swear
Once
I've
the
never,
Red Bull
I've never
hits.
like played a match and been like, dude, I'm tired. Like while I'm in the middle of this match, you know. Like it's never like I've never once thought that. I'd be surprised if anyone has. Like, there's so many other things to think about. Like, I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
hit you
For sure,
until it's over.
yeah, for sure, it would be nice to like not play 3 matches and have a fan meeting, you know. But like, it is what it is, you know. Don't think it affects performance that much.
Yeah, overall felt like actually pretty strong tournament for EMEA. Like 2nd and 4th overall, right? Feels like really still up there with the mix. But obviously, the big one to talk about is Twisted Minds, because going into the tournament, I don't think, like, speaking to some of the TM guys, it's ever felt so, like, on the rocks in terms of not quite sure what comp direction they want to go in, or not sure, you know, like you said, tried Yubi for a couple of days, didn't really work. Okay, Jay was back in. Don't know if we really want to play Cat Bastion. I think maybe it was Daniel who said, like, because you guys were playing a lot of Sim, they were kind of, like, as they were going from Korea to Japan, were a bit like, what if it's a Sim meta, guys? You know, like, what if we just spent this whole week and we could have just been playing Sim the whole time, you know? And then the tournament kind of starts. They obviously do fine against, what was it, AG? Like, obviously no problems. And then Crazy Raccoon hit him with the Mizuki curveball, and they get, like, when was the last time you saw TM get 3-0'd, you know, like that?
I really need to study, like, what they did to win against that comp in the finals. Because, like, the old Sim counter comp of, like, a Wu Yang, Brig, Hazard, it always felt like there were so many ways for the Sim team to, like, still win. But against that comp, dude, I really need to figure out, like, what twist they did. Like, I watched it and I don't quite understand. Like, I mean, like, they went, like, Reinhardt and some stuff. Like, I really felt like they thought it was unwinnable, too, on regular comp. But
it was like Ryan Bap, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you just gotta.
I mean, Ryan's good into it, right? Like, he can block for chain, he can just keep swinging.
I guess so. It worked. I mean, like that's why TM is TM, you know. Like maybe my team would have kept trying to make, like, some kind of ram carry comp work here, and we would have lost. But, like, yeah, like that comp on screen, like, we really struggled with. Like that, like Sim felt like it had no counters until we saw that comp, you know, and then it was like a really, really tough matchup to win.
Yeah, it felt like a 2-0. Like, at this point, you felt, oh shit, like, this is another 4-0. Like, this series is kind of done.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I really thought, like, okay, like, we're on, like, and like it's 2-0, and this matchup looks tough.
Yeah, I mean, now TM cannot be playing optimal heroes, I say, you know.
Yeah. It looks like they're out of ideas, doesn't it? To a degree, right? Like, it looks like TM are just like, fuck. We kind of, because those first two maps weren't that close either. You know, it's not like they were.
I was sympathizing with them too. You know, like, this is like this matchup, like, is something like we had a really, really tough time with. You know, like, obviously, like, my team has less reps than obviously Yubi does on Sim, but we like had a really tough time finding solutions to it.
I mean, I think even TM said, like, I was talking to Astra on the way back, and he was just playing random fucking heroes. Like, I think apparently, like, after map 2, Yubi said, like, he's like, I can see how you guys lost all 3 to this. Like, this is fucking tough, you know. So it's just and they just start to roll the dice. And I guess in grand finals, you start to get a bit of momentum. Like, it obviously, it like, things can change quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, like, this should be, like, I mean, like, I really don't like Twisted Minds, but I have to give them a lot of credit here, because, like, being in this spot right here, like, down 0-2, playing a matchup that feels, like, almost unwinnable, like, I think a lot of teams would, like, not be able to pull this off, you know? The fact that, like, they win this map, you know, like, playing this random comp, you know, and find a way to, like, turn the series around is, like, actually insane.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, really. Like, I mean, the ZETA one was pretty, like, going into that day, I had it as, like, you know, they've come through the lower bracket, but, like, whoever loses out of ZETA and Crazy Raccoon, they'll win the lower bracket final. We'll just get a big old Korean rematch in the grand final, you know? Like, I thought.
No, I don't know. I really
you can never count them out on match day, but
I think the day
before,
we
scrimmed, like, both teams a lot.
Yeah, fine.
Like, Crazy Raccoons, like, because, like, Crazy Raccoons and ZETA, like, both play this comp. Like, they both played this, like, kind of like Mizuki comp. And Crazy Raccoons always felt like, oh, this team, like, I don't know, like, they just like knew how to play it better, you know? Whereas maybe ZETA were, like, freestyling it a little bit more, you know? Like, a little more opportunities for your team to turn it around.
Yeah, I think someone said that, like, TM scrimmed ZETA, like, on the evening, like, the day before your game, like, that day 2, and they 6-0'd ZETA in that scrim. So I think, like, TM, like, the whole time had pretty high confidence against ZETA. But I think everybody said the same about Crazy Raccoon, whereas I didn't hear of a single team beating Crazy Raccoon in scrims like this week. Like, I never heard of a good result coming out of it. I think maybe TM won, like, 1-3-2 or something, like some sort of dogfight. But I think most people from the scrims were like, yeah, like Crazy Raccoon's like is way better. I mean, to be honest with you, even in that Asia finals, Crazy Raccoons were way better, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like they should have won.
Like they
Should have
just
been 4-2
get
and
clutched
done,
on,
yeah.
and then they have like the worst map 7 pick ban I've ever fucking seen in history, like in terms of like asking to lose. So even then, it felt like this was the best team on this patch.
Yeah, I mean, I think like they probably like for sure odds are stacked in their favor, but I think they were the strongest team this tournament. Like just objectively, they were the strongest team.
Yeah.
Like TM
I test
tried
results,
everything they
won
could
every
to win,
game.
and like they did, like they worked some miracles to make it as close as they could. But I don't know, like Crazy Raccoons like had meta advantage, you know, like they invented this comp, and then they kept inventing new comps, you know, like or maybe ZETA made up this comp, I don't know, but Crazy Raccoons were like insane at this Mizuki comp, like just like unreal at this comp, you know, and they were insane at the Cat Bastion comp too, you know, like. They were like the only Korean team that could like play like Kira Lucio at like a pretty good level. Like for sure they were like the strongest team this tournament. Kind of deserve to win.
Yeah.
I think like Crazy Raccoon deserve a lot of credit as well, because I actually thought watching the game live, once TM had done like they came back in a big way, right? They won 3 maps in a row, and I was like, it's gone. Like Yubi's he's just done it again somehow. He's now gonna win 4 maps in a row against Crazy Raccoon after like struggling all tournament, and Crazy Raccoon heavy favorites, etc., etc. They had all the momentum from that map 3 onwards. So I feel like Crazy Raccoon actually, like, because again, think back to that Asia playoff final, right, where they lose OWCS, Crazy Raccoon, to like the most incredible clutch, and then it's just over. They lose the entire thing, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas like they actually I feel like it's so hard to come back after losing 3 maps in a row. After the first 2 maps are too easy. I mean, they did literally, if it was a best of 5, it's a reverse sweep, right? And it's it's all TM in the headlines again. But Crazy Raccoon sort of coming back, tying it up, and then going on to win as well. I feel like that's actually like Crazy Raccoon deserve a lot of credit.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Like Jumpin' and Stalker, I think are like maybe like Jumpin' and Stalker, like just I mean those guys are insane, man. Like
Special.
this guy's this guy's getting full like reverse swept, and Jumpin's still like in his spawn doing tricks, spawn camping people, like triple booping. Like that guy just is unreal. What a player.
Just needed a bull ban on one of these last 2 maps. Just one bull ban and I swear TM win, you know?
He's so good at ball.
What was it? Was it cat ban on Saravasa, if I remember right? That map 7?
Yeah.
Because it felt reasonable at the time, you know? But then, like, was it... I'm trying to remember the series. It was like Runa Sapi, they beat the Cat Bastion or something?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's like if they go map 5 and lose the Cat Bastion, then where's that here? Like, oh, I just did the cat ban. Like, why did you ban the cat?
Yeah, because Saravasa is a much better map for it as well. You like a good map for it as well, you know? So it's like... And this is the
really
Cat Bastion team as well, too, you know? So it's like, do you really want to be playing against Cat Bastion, map 7, all their best comp, all of this?
Yeah.
Do you really want that situation?
I think maybe this map, Oasis, was the one to ban the ball on, because I swear, like, this was... Like, you couldn't ban the cat here, obviously, but, like, you could have just banned the ball when Jumbin came in.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's easy with hindsight, you know? Really easy.
I mean, that guy's just actually unreal. Like,
yeah, because it's only the 2 ball maps they lose. I mean, this guy is, like, so...
He's just so good at ball. Like, he just does everything.
Well, how many times have we said it about, like, if you think about Crazy Raccoon's success over, like, 24 and 25, how many times would it come up and we just talk about, they're so close with Falcons or they're so close with this team, but they just have that, like, Junbin ball map where it's 100% win rate, where they can always rely on, and then as long as everything else goes even, they'll always come out on top. And it's actually,
What if you had, like,
it's just the
3 of them?
same old story.
I mean, it's mental to think, like, early Crazy Raccoon that were just forcing Diva Lucio Kiri in every map situation. Like the hard meta slaving, benching Jumbin. Like even when Sim wasn't that good or Lucio Kiri wasn't even like that meta, they were just like hard forcing it, like in the most ugly games you've ever seen. And everyone's like, oh, they fucked up the off season. Like you said that Crazy Raccoon win this tournament like 3 weeks into stage 1. You're like, obviously not. Like, there's like you would say that there's no way this team's even qualifying for LAN, given like how like they just everything looked so ugly. The comps, the play style, everything, it just looked so forced. And then like the idea that we're not playing Jumbin just seems fucking crazy, doesn't it? When you see what this guy actually achieves on his map.
I mean, I think Max played good, but Jumpin is he might just be like the best tank player in this tournament, like by far. Like the guy's just his backline's getting torn up by T-Vit, you know, like he's all alone, you know, and he's just somehow killing the whole lobby.
Jumpin just creates this impossible situation for Max where like you know, like the meme around like the Max map and how you just want to get him out and get Jumpin back in, because there's just a bunch of maps where Jumpin can't do his thing, or his thing is like so much weaker. So like naturally there's just like always going to be a higher win rate on the maps where Jumpin can sub in and do his bullshit, and it just puts Max in this terrible situation where he just looks like a bum because they have to sub Max in for the maps.
I was kind of thought he was a
and
bum.
Nobody can do that. Yeah.
I was kind of thought he was a bum, but this tournament he played insane. Like he actually played like unreal. Like I really think he was playing like out of his mind, to be honest. Like Max played good.
I think I'm close to Landon, where I think like 2024 Crazy Raccoon and like even most of 2025, you know, this shit where it would be like Crazy Raccoon would be hard winning on like all the Jumbin maps, and then it's like, oh, it's King's Row. Go on, Max, play King's Row, will you? And he'll come in and he'll play Sigma, and it'll just be like, why are we playing Sigma now? What are you doing? You know, we're just giving Max like some sort of, you know, keep him happy, you know, everyone gets a map type thing.
I mean, I was so happy for my Max maps in Stockholm. Like, I really think he wasn't all that, man. Like, but this tournament, like I think he was so good. Like, actually,
like this year, I think he's just been good. Like, he's been a really like solid. He's been like all the other times, like all their other titles. I think you could say, they'd win that without Max. You know, like if Jumbin just had to play all of these, maybe they'd struggle on certain like comp situations a bit more, but they'd still win, or win as much as they did in the respective tournament. Whereas I feel like Max has sort of become like a proper part of Crazy Raccoon in terms of, you know, giving them good chances on these maps here. And then they still have that just for Jumbin maps where it's like so impossible for the other team a lot of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Someone else who I think deserves credit, because again, if you hit the time machine and you go back into like that first 3 weeks of the Korea tournament, everyone is like just, you know, pushing Vigi under the bus, right? Like Vigi, and I think with some validity as well. Like I think Vigi wasn't playing well in these first few weeks, you know, and everyone's like, remember when we had Shu? Remember when Shu was here? You know, Vigi can't do what Shu can do, etc., etc. But I feel like Vigi's again like grown into this roster massively. I thought he had like a really great tournament. I think it was something like, I can't remember what it was, but he had like, let me find it. Like 22 deaths in the grand final
now, you know, he's just fully on the EMEA Kiriko, like never just trying not to make mistakes.
I think there's a real argument, like if he keeps playing like he did in this tournament, he is just the best Kiriko in Korea. So I felt like really great performance from him.
Do you think that he played better than Simple?
So not best Korean, best in Korea.
Oh, in
Korea.
Right.
Korea, not Korean. Yeah.
I think
that's like that's a way easier.
Can't out heals like Simple. Simple. His character just heals more than yours.
Yeah.
I spent dozens of hours trying to figure out why his gun heals more than mine does. I haven't solved it
He's just got more paper, mate. What can you do?
I'm still trying to find the solution. If anyone knows,
he's got that bonus card every now and then. Just
press tab and he's just holding right click harder than me or something. There's something I'm missing. He's just the healiest.
I feel like best carry in Korea is a pretty attainable title, right? Given the other dominant team in Korea has Shu,
right?
Just like, I suppose Fields is just like slowly fading. You know, like tournament to tournament, he just becomes more and more forgettable. Like now, Falcons totally could have gone far at this LAN too. Like they totally could have been good at this LAN. They just got so violently cucked by Crazy Raccoon. But like it's entirely possible that Falcons could have gone further than ZETA at this LAN. It feels like. Because the backline for ZETA, even though they had their like awesome clutch moments, everything that's like promised about them in terms of how they can also just get screwed over by EMEA's style, it feels like that did come true in a big way. You know, you just see how many times Shu has to like go and play Kiri and get caught out, or play something that isn't Kiri and then get caught out because he's not on Kiri. Like, it's not even close between even Vigi and Shu. Like, I don't think anyone is saying that Vigi's the best carry in the world, but you watch those two play, like Shu versus Vigi, and you can see there's like an outrageous difference in skill on the hero. Like, not even close.
It's just mental, isn't it? Like the narrative shift that we've got, because like when the transfer first happened and you felt, oof, this is like, and then Shu just like doesn't lose for 3 months, and you're thinking, oh, like we've really fucked this one up, you know, like we really should have kept this guy. And then you like it gets to the LAN and you see like, okay, it is better. Like ZETA did so well throughout the season of making their bullshit comps, like their double flex comps work, but at some point Kiriko's just broken and just always is and always has been. And having an Ana player is just like, you just wish helpful. You had a Kiri player, you know? He's like, fuck, like I really like just Kiri's so OP. And somehow you get to this situation where you're like, Chris could somehow actually won the offseason. Like, and actually, how good was Stalker? Like this guy was like,
yeah, Stalker's on
absolutely fucking insane. Like the entire time, like Proper had such a bad tournament. I think, like compared to the level that he normally has. Like in his first 2 maps, Quartz was actually just getting like fully mogged by Stalker, like at every aim duel, and I was like, I've never seen this. And you know, you look at every crazy decision, like, oh, great off season, great decision, like it's all worked out. 2 months ago, you said they've ruined their franchise, like it's over all of this, you know. All it takes is one good tournament, and then life's good, you know.
Shu's gone. Lip is basically like semi-retired at this point. Oh no, it's not going to be the same crazy Raccoon anymore, guys. But first major of the year,
same as it ever was.
not just winning it, but like we said earlier, right? Like thoroughly deserved as well. Like favorites going in, strongest in scrims. They faced the adversity test of losing 3 maps in a row to a UB style UB led comeback, and they respond to that and they win as well. Like answered every test.
Like I think what I'm the most impressed with is I think like a lot of teams like I think like they invented Cat Bastion. I'm like fairly certain I remember hearing that somewhere. Yeah, and they were the best Cat Bastion team. I think like a lot of teams would have just like stayed that, you know, like, oh, like we're the Cat Bastion team, we're the best of this comp, and then like they like, not that they like fully like switched gears, but like they really like put a ton of resources into learning this Mizuki comp, you know, and like that's like what ended up getting them over the line, you know, like getting them those maps. Like I have to give them like a lot of credit to like if a meta came around and you're just the best at it for like you invent it, you're the best at it for a while. And then like a couple of days, like I don't know when they started doing this, but like kind of real close to the tournament, start like pivoting pretty heavily into like a brand new comp. Like I'm sure that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah,
I think regardless of whether it was them or ZETA who invented the Mizuki comp or whatever, the fact that they got to such a higher level quicker, and the fact that, you know, they invent the Cat Bastion and they just get to this higher level quicker than everyone else. That's like a hugely good omen going forward. You know, if you can just learn comps quicker than other teams, you can master them faster. It's going to be such an important thing going forward, you know? And like, Korea still looks as competitive as ever. The international stage still looks probably increasingly competitive as well with how well TM did here. And obviously you guys on VP getting closer as well. It feels like it's like a really good omen for Crazy Raccoon to sort of enter, I guess, another period of dominance internationally. But yeah, great land from them.
Yeah, I mean, I think like if any team but them had won, they kind of would have gotten robbed.
But at the same time, TM was still so close.
I mean, yeah, that's, you know, like
it's like what does that?
No matter the odds, team will find a way. You know, just classic.
Like in some ways, it almost makes it even more miraculous that TM managed to do this sort of 7-map banger. Could have gone a different way. I think there's one thing. I think we talked about it on Stream Max as well. I don't know if you guys saw it, but like they were playing some like comms clips from throughout those first few maps in the final. I think it was maybe the ZETA one or something, where they win second maps.
Out my mouth.
They are 2-0 up in the series. Can you remember exactly what he said, Max? Like they're 2-0 up in the series. They've just won a second map against ZETA in the lower bracket final. Couldn't have asked for a better start.
Yeah, it's like genuinely 1 second after winning Suravasa, like some of the guys are trying to be like, yes, and celebrate. And instantly Yubi's just like, guys, if we play like this, we are going to lose. Like, we can't win playing like this. First words out of his mouth the second they win the map, you know? Like, he's just so focused on what they need to do and what they need to change in order to win. Even though they're currently winning, you know, they're 2-0 up. There's no premature celebration or anything like that. Guy just takes the situation by the balls. It's unbelievable. Like, his leadership is so strong.
If you don't follow one plan from Yubi, that's what he says. Like, it's like that. I guarantee it wasn't the way they played. It's just like they didn't listen to plans. So then he's like, "Yeah, if you do that, we'd never win. Fuck you."
Cried.
But his
and it was all Medi's fault. Like, fuck.
It was probably still Medi's fault. I swear, the Yubi aura is actually just like an all-time high right now. Like,
I couldn't be higher.
Yeah.
I
guess he's one map away from being higher.
Oh my god!
Just can't keep getting away with it.
I think, like, as well, because they've obviously been a team together for so long, like it's so embedded into them. Like, I think maybe it was before you arrived yesterday, Chrissy, but we were having like a GB scrim against like Finland or something. We were beating Finland. We were playing like wank, you know, like awful. Like Astro was just watching, and we did like one fight in spawn. We just like. Nobody listens to the plan. We use like 4 ults or something. And Astro was like, Yubi would pause here to have a go at us. You know, like there would be, even though we've won every map in the scrim so far and we're clearly way better than these guys, there would just be no room to let this happen. And it kind of just, you know, it just sort of brings it into the TM standard or whatever you want to call it is so high and so brutal. And it's like the whole team now, you know, like he's not just setting the standards himself. It's sort of like it's raised all the way across the team, and it's not like Astro's any slouch in this area either, you know, like multiple year high level professional, best in his role, best in his region for his role for like a long time. But the standard TM set themselves in a lot of these situations, and obviously a lot of that does stem from Yubi. Is probably why they're just so good at all these events. They're so good at all of these comps. They're so good in these high pressure situations as well. And it feels like, yeah, just you can actually, it's a cliche, but you can never count them out on match day.
I mean, it's a little bit different than what you're saying, but I do think that's like how a team like improves. Like, I think like the most like consistent way to improve a team is just like constant pressure. Like every single like scrim, every single like day, like as many days as you can, like as much pressure as you can, you know? Like it's why like I know like people know Smash is like pretty hard on people, but I swear like that's like what you need to have like a good team. Like I think it's impossible for like any like, you know, it's okay, or like all good team to like really like become the best, you know? Like our team like improved like massively over the boot camp, like cause it's no more just like round robin, you know, like regular online stage. It's like a really like every mistake matters, you know, like every situation we don't know how to play it. And I think like if teams can maintain like with that level of pressure over more than just a boot camp or more than just an event, like that's when they become the team that's like TM, you know?
I think it was even during maybe stage 1, and they were talking a little bit about like they were a little bit worried with no OWCS, or, you know, not a team the level of OWCS last year. Now, would they be pushed hard enough in that sort of, you know, week-to-week practice or something? And I feel like the fact that, like, there's a bunch of teams, I think, in that situation would just be like, looks like we're finishing top seed in EMEA, and this is great, you know? We can just cruise this one in, we'll be really happy with this, and then we'll get ready for the major and take it as is. But TM always have, like, it feels like they've established themselves as an elite team in the world, like top 3, maybe alongside like Crazy Raccoon and ZETA, and they're really dedicated to they're going to be a top 3 team no matter what, you know? Like I feel like even going into this event with all the question marks about the meta or what they're going to play or everything like this, but they get 3-0'd in the upper semi-finals, they still find a way, top 3, and this is, well, top 2. And this is now their lowest finish in like 3 events now.
I think one thing that's worth saying too is, I think if we look at like how it used to be, you know, back in the good old days when the Koreans were like a million miles better than any Western team, there was always this cope that the Western teams had oh, well, if it's a certain meta, like we can win, you know. But what would always happen was we would get our meta, and the Koreans would learn the meta, and they would just like, oh, it's Mauga, and they would just, all right, okay, yeah, they're just better than that. But I think at this moment in time, I just don't think that's true. From my understanding, like in those matches, in scrims, when TM would get like a chance to play the Korean teams or whatever, they would just go to like a New Junk City and just play their comp, and it would just be 5-0, like total domination. Like the gap on like these like actual brawl comps, like, is humongous now, you know? Like I swear if it's a Lucio Kiri mirror, I swear the Korean teams are still getting smoked, you know? And it feels like there is certainly metas or tons of them or maps or situations where like TM is just levels above Korea in that moment. And I think the same will slightly be true with VP, maybe to like a lesser degree. And I feel like now we're in a situation where it actually, like, what we used to cope back in the day, I think is actually now true. Where you get a good brawl map pool and you get a good brawl patch, I think Europe's going to be favored. Like, I really think that the European teams are going to win it. If you get like an Ilios fucking map pool, like, how right was my take on Ilios all those years ago, by the way? It's just fucking unbelievable that this shit is just in the pool. Oh, you got Zeta round one, Ilios Diva banner. Well, just fucking forget it then. Like,
we
fuck it.
just got to rework Ilios. Give it like a couple more stairs, you know? We just need stairs everywhere.
Get some stairs on Ilios, yeah.
Yeah, just do like the Dorado, you know? Just put
Like
stairs.
that shit, Reinhardt accessible. Like,
Yeah,
needs to
really.
be, man.
put it in
Any
terms
other
that
map
devs
in
can
the
understand. Like,
fucking Ilios is just like, I mean, so even TM like against Crazy Raccoon, you know, it's just fucking free loss. Like Ilios Diva ban is just a guaranteed win. Like Asian team starts a series one map up. There's no counterplay. Like there's nothing you can do. The fact TM beat Zeta on that Ilios is like the most criminal map win in history. Like that, I swear
That's insane.
Playing Roadhog.
Yeah, like I swear, that, like Zeta, they lost the series on the spot. You know, like, there's no way to ever lose that map and ban situation if you're fucking remotely serious as one of these teams. But like I think that's what's most exciting is that it does feel like anyone can win, and the patch back in the day, the patch didn't matter. Like the Koreans were going to win on any given heroes. The Koreans were winning. That's for sure not true now. You know.
It feels like as well, especially like right at the start, probably that bit we were talking about where everyone arrives at boot camp and there's like an arms race to get good at Cat Bastion as quickly as possible. And there was I guess like a certain community sentiment that, is this just going to be the entire LAN or anything? That actually by the time we reached match day, or like the first day of the tournament, huge comp diversity. Obviously, some of that was driven by people being, you know, we saw a lot of New Junk City because you can't play it as much on that map. And we saw a lot of bans in these directions as well. But it felt like we actually got like huge comp diversity. We got to see like clear different strengths from teams. You know, like Dallas were able to find some success on some of the stuff they did in North America. VP found a lot of success as well off of the Cat Bastion. TM found success off it. Obviously, they found a way to work Sim into there for large parts of it as well. While Zeta, Crazy Raccoon, they still got to play their stuff. So it felt like we actually got a huge swathe of comp variety. And teams and regions succeeding in their different areas too. So we've done a lot of glazing, a soft glaze of VP, a heavy glaze of Twisted Minds and Crazy Raccoon. But the most disappointing team, I think, probably going to be unanimous on this, has to be Zeta Division. Hadn't lost.
I was going to go SSG.
It's all about expectations and result. You know, we'll get.
My expectations were high. They've got Chris Tieffer coaching them. Hello, like, back your boy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Landon's picking up what I'm putting down. Like fucking hell, guys, come on.
We'll get to the SSG section because
You
I
guys
feel like
got PGE's friend on the team. Like,
But what went wrong for Zeta, right? Because they literally hadn't lost a game until Sunday morning. And then by the end of Sunday, they'd lost 2 games. They were out of the tournament.
he had risen.
Yeah. Where did it all go wrong? Because obviously, like the Crazy Raccoon one probably always felt pretty 50-50 going in. Even though Zeta won in the Asia playoffs, it really, really could have been Crazy Raccoons. but it felt like they were just this. Like the narrative was this like super clutch team. You know, no matter how close you'll get, Proper will do something, Shu will do something, Violet will do something. But again, you know, the same way we talk about like Junbin on ball, I feel like we saw Violet on Alari loads during stage 1, and it just felt, what are you meant to do when Violet is just like top damaging on support, you know, and just has a captive stun every 30 seconds. He'll throw half them into the wall, but he still has another one like half a minute later, you know. Where did all of that run out?
Yeah, looking at Zen on my screen.
Zen low-key had some legs. Like, put some respect on Shu's name.
Yeah, you could have aimbot on Zen, and it's just the worst. There's just no way it's gonna.
It's Shu's Kiriko, though. Did you consider that?
I don't even know. Like, it just feels like the easy narrative is just if you're always relying on playing like to your strengths and playing these like off meta comps that like come LAN, like real comps are gonna win, if that makes sense. Like
I mean, they also got stitched up, right? Like Alari got nerfed right before they landed it. Like you just mentioned,
Yeah.
like, Violet on Alari was like this insane
Yeah.
strength from them, and then they like mega nerfed the hero right before LAN.
Yeah.
Had probably like a pretty substantial impact. But I mean, like, would that have changed their Ilios result? I don't think so. But I think Milgara just sucked. Like to be honest, like the Ilios was not this free win for that team compared to Crazy Raccoon in the slightest. Like not even in the same universe. Like I don't want to say Milgara's shit, but like I mean those Asia finals, bro. Like the guy, I mean, he didn't win a map, bro. Like he didn't even win a single map in their grand final 7 map banger. Like he's not on the same caliber as the rest of the players on that roster. Like I feel like Knife was like fairly vindicated in his performances throughout like Asia playoffs and such. Like he's done really well. But like where is Milgara's vindication moment? Like the whole Iceman meme started because he got subbed in on map 5 of their first hard series. Absolutely fed his fucking brains out like 20 lives in a row and just got carried over the finish line anyway. And then like Asia Grand Finals, he went to 7 and he didn't win a single map, and they won no thanks to his contribution essentially. Like I don't think that he's on the same caliber as Jumpman, or like even in the same. It's not even in the same conversation.
I mean, for sure, like he's not as good as Jumpman. I think it's a pretty hard barrier to pass. I would agree with you, but I also like I swear he was actually like playing so well on Saravasa like later in the series, like, and then he just had Violet like just trolling for no reason. Like he was like he actually was like working miracles on that Saravasa, like genuine, like an unbelievable.
When he went,
yeah,
he was actually like he was playing like out of his mind, like, and just Violet just running around the map throwing cards and hats at people and.
I think that's what Astro said to me. The same as he said that Chorong's Mizuki was 1,000,000 times better than Violet's. Like he thought like Chorong was insane at the Mizuki, whereas Violet was fucking suboptimal. Well, he didn't say suboptimal, but I'm paraphrasing for my Violet, you know.
Read between the lines on that one.
I remember Violet's ult was like a free fight loss from memory. Like every time he had Mizuki ult, it was like guaranteed Zeta was about to lose the fight because he was going to fuck it up every single time. Like,
and it farms so fast, so that's a problem, you know. If it was a slower farming ult, if it's a guaranteed loss, you know.
If it was a cage or something,
there's an
they'd be
example.
alright.
Like, we just watched. Yeah. I just on my screen, I've just seen
Sanctuary up, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
I think
I would agree with you, but I also swear he was like he was like trying so hard to win this map, like actually playing unbelievable.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is if you know the personalities on Zeta and even with like the coaching and stuff, like this is a team that like has super potential to just like to boom or to like bully Milgaru into oblivion or whatever, you know. It'll be really interesting to see how they react to this, because like for sure like they will be disappointed with this result here, even though they've been untouchable for most of the season, you know. I mean, I suppose Zeta finally made a land, so like that's nice, but yeah, I don't know, it'll be interesting for sure.
I feel like Proper was remarkably quiet in this LAN as well.
Yeah, agreed.
Like I feel obviously Junbin had his big performances. I feel like you can look at Stalker, Quartz, all had big performances. Kev had like a really good LAN. We talked about Ice a bit earlier as well. Like all the teams that did well had like these players who popped off or had to put in these really good performances for the team as well. Whereas it feels like one person who is normally always delivering, right? How many times whenever Falcons won a major, how many times would it just be like, yeah, it was close, but Proper is the difference maker here. You know, he's just too good. He's unplayable. Whereas this LAN, it felt like, yeah, I don't even think he played badly as well. It's not like anything like that, but it just felt by his standards, it wasn't the same level.
Nah, I think you're right.
It's just a hit scan game.
Yeah.
It's just a hit scan game. If you want to carry, you should play hit scan. Like that role is unbelievable, you know? Like if you're gonna have the best player in the lobby on like Tracer or on like I guess just only Tracer for the Korean teams. Or like a Mei or something. Instead of like on a hit scan role, like I think it's a big mistake.
Yeah, I guess he mostly played Tracer, maybe a bit of Mei, bit of Sim when they were on this Mizuki type comp.
Mm-hmm. Like the amount of carrying that like a hit scan can do versus the amount of carrying like a Sim, a Mei, or a Tracer can do is like not even remotely close. You know, like Proper could have had like just like the same mechanics as always, but he doesn't want to play hit scan or his team doesn't want to play hit scan or whatever, you know. And he just can't have that same impact. His scan is just so broken.
It is.
Like you saw Kevin New Junk City. Like if he decides he wants to win New Junk City, he's just gonna win New Junk City. You know, his scan is just broken.
Just get some head.
I mean, yeah.
Instant win.
I mean, to be fair to Knife as well, I thought Knife had a really good tournament as well. I think there was one. Was it maybe the first map in the upper bracket final, like against the Ilios or something, where like Knife was just on fire, like could not miss or something. Maybe they still lost that map, and that's maybe part of a problem. But it felt like Knife was actually really good. But I don't know. I mean, they do have the option if they want, right? Like Proper and Knife could just do a little switcheroo, and but yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to make of ZETA. Like, I don't know if I actually rank them any lower in my head in terms of like strength or scariness of team. You know, it feels like if a couple of things go their way in like a next patch, they're just back to being maybe the force we saw for a lot of stage one.
I mean, I think like they're one of those teams where if they get the right meta, they're like a team that is really, really tough to beat, you know? I just some Alari or some Onikiri or something, you know, but
we'll see. I just feel like the metas they need to be the best, I swear they just don't happen anymore, you know? Like,
I mean,
even in Cat Bastion, like, how strong did Anna look at the start of the meta? Like, holy shit, like, this is their meta. Anna's so broken.
I mean, it was happening.
I don't know if it ever was. Like, when was it?
It was
happening?
literally happening in Korea until the final patch of, like, Asia playoffs, right? Like, in Korea playoffs, didn't they look real good? And then, like, the Cat Bastion patch for the Asia playoffs, one step further, made it look like it's kind of leaning away from them, right? Like it looks a little more.
Do you think these Anna Alari comps? Do you think if they get best of 5 against TM that shit's working?
I mean, probably not, right? Because they just get checkmated by a Diva and a Sim over the 5, right?
Like I think Korea's inability to play that comp at that level allows. Like these, like I guess like the same sort of comps that Dallas play, you know. But then you ask Dallas and they play against TM and VP, and it's like fuck, it's a lot harder, you know. Like these teams really do shut it down.
I mean, Falcons had a punt. Like Falcons,
they
got close.
But I don't know. Like even in Cat Bastion, Kiri just ends up being better than Anna, you know. Like and it actually like is like way better too. Like once like you start playing, you know, we're playing this Mizuki comp, we're still playing it with a fucking Kiri, you know. Like
I mean, there was like one clip. I don't know if you guys remember from like the Asia Grand Finals. It was like a Saravasa where they like ZETA and Nano bashing in, and they just like 5-man stand like Crazy Raccoons on low ground, just 5-man stand, just DMs or like shout Suzu. And they just kill him instantly, you know? Like, don't even need an ult. Like, just stand their ground and shoot him. I'll just see if I can find it. It was so funny. Like, I mean, Kiri's just broken. It'll always be broken.
Yeah.
And it's just Overwatch.
It was so funny once we got to, like, late stage Cat Bastion by, like, the end of Asia, and everyone just started playing it with Kiri, like, towards the end of that grand finals. And it's just, like, 5 people dropping 5 people on top of each other. everyone's
a
getting a
deathmatch
5-man
comp.
Suzu or something, and it was just like, yeah, it's just a brawl. It's just Kiri's here, guys. It's just a brawl comp, you know.
Overwatch is back.
Do you want to hit the SSG then, Chrissy?
Yeah, we can.
Because it's not. Where do you? Yeah, feel obliged to at a certain point, you know. So I guess start at the start. Start of a boot camp because it was a rough entry, a rough landing, a rough takeoff again. A bit like your trip home in many ways.
It was actually somehow SSG was better than my trip home. It was actually less problematic. Yeah, I mean, so like the boot camp itself was slightly awkward because we were only getting 7 days, whereas I think a few teams got like 9 or 10. And Hawk had finals for his university exams or whatever, like 2 days after boot camp started. So the plan was that we were going to do 2 days with Hawk on ping or with a ringer, and then Hawk would fly out. But then Hawk got incredibly sick of some sort of, land dodging fever type situation. And he actually just didn't fly. Like he couldn't fly. Like his plane ticket cost so much money, he didn't get on it. Like I'd be so fucking mad. So we played the entire boot camp, like the first few days with Infected, and then the last half of it with Hawk at like 8 a.m. on ping. So in terms of like getting any forward progress from the boot camp, it wasn't ideal necessarily. And I think that like that would have been nice. Like it would have been nice because I think that like that's especially because we'd had a big break and we maybe hadn't like really like pushed ourselves in scrims like against NA in general. Like we weren't improving. It felt like that boot camp was going to be good, but I also think it's like it's too heavy copium to like just blame like that level on that. Like I think one thing that we need to look in the mirror, especially perhaps myself, is that our level's been that the whole season. Like we've consistently been worse than Dallas. Like every time we scrim a U, regardless of the ping situation, we get smashed. Like we would lose to Landon's team when they're playing on 150 ping and we're on no ping, and we'd still lose. So it was like the circumstances made it really hard to see us getting like much forward momentum. But I also think I don't think we were better, like anywhere near better than the 6 teams that finished above us at that event. I think even if we played AG, I swear it's a fucking dogfight. Like I swear it's like it's not an easy win. I think so. I think from our perspective, clearly we have to look at the way we've been structuring our practice, the way we've been coaching, the way we've been all these things, and we're gonna have to maybe get with the times a little bit. You know what I mean?
So you think even like say perfect conditions, you know what I mean? Like Hawk can be there for the whole time. You can go like an extra couple of days of a boot camp. Result wouldn't look too different in terms of placement.
At best, we beat Weibo and we get knocked out. Like that's like absolute best case scenario is top 6. Like I think you put us against either of the EU teams in that later bracket. It doesn't matter like how good our boot camp is. There's no way we're winning that. Like the stuff that made it harder, but I think this season we haven't hit the level that we kind of thought we would hit or we've expected to hit. So I think we got to change quite a few stuff.
I imagine Chris was hoping someone would jump in here and go, "It's not that bad, mate." But
no, you're fucked, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like I think there's like
it's like just classic, like or not classic, but like I think a lot of the like NA teams, like especially like prior to this year, struggled with like identity on international.
Yeah.
I think you guys like I watched you guys play like earlier in stage 1. Like I remember that you guys played like a good bit of sim that you were working on. You had like mostly just like you're gonna be like the NA key release here brawl team. That was like your thing. And for sure, like this meta is like a harder one to commit to that too, because I think even our team wasn't really sure if it was even like possible. But
yeah,
like at least like Dallas, like I gotta give them credit. Like they like stood their ground. Played what they played, and I mean it didn't work either, but they were like I don't know, more hope
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I think we had the whole like Cat Bastion, like, oh, we're quite good at this comp, or we're terrible at this comp, or please don't make me play this comp, like crisis of confidence at the end, which I think was really annoying or really difficult for us. I think too, like one thing that we felt was like at the end of like, you remember that playoff week where we scrimmed you guys quite a bit, like on paying. Like we came away from that week being like, holy shit, we learned so much after scrimming this team that like it just like scrims against like DSG and Lunex. Like you just like, it's really hard to improve if you're only scrimming NA teams, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that.
And I think that like from our, like, there was stuff that you guys were doing that we were just copying from you, like setups or hold or just like situations like fuck, like there's no team in NA is ever close to like pushing this. So I think for us, like I think we do want to change like our practice schedule a little bit. I think like clearly the way that I coach is, you know, I gotta, you know how the football managers will go like study rugby for like a year and an off season to like upgrade that. I need to do some like I need to fucking change
like
the
Eddie
way
Howe?
I do because clearly like the old Chris system is
You just gotta go like
It's
live
not-
with UB for a year, you know. Just
I
go,
need to
just
Yeah.
like
Head
becomes
to Riyadh and
disciple, you
just-
know.
Chills.
figure something out.
You need to boot camp in Saudi Arabia, dude. Like,
Just
Yeah.
boot camp at UB's
It's
house,
time.
you know. Just get in there.
like really embrace myself in like the culture, you know, like eat the right food, like do all that, like really try to understand the mindset.
you're eating McDonald's in Japan, bro. You're not going to go and eat the right food. Like, let's be real.
Just the breakfast, mate, okay? But
God, whatever,
I'm,
dude.
I
Just
mean, I'm
carve
curious
out one
about
of
the
your 3
breakfast
meals
now. I
a
gotta try
day.
it sometime.
but you should have tried it. Like I think Japan, the McDonald's and Burger King is like it's fucking fire.
Such a gamer conversation.
I mean, to be honest, you like almost. I got fast food once. It's so hard to get to restaurants in Japan. Like I swear, like the maximum like seats that any building has
Yeah.
is
What do
like
you
7.
mean? Like,
No, like buildings
you mean,
have
as a
like
whole team,
8 seats.
like to go together.
Yeah, like
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it's
Like if you're a
get
team,
more
you
than
cannot
4,
eat anywhere.
so hard.
It is
Okay,
impossible.
it is a country that is just not built for big people. Like,
No, it's just do everything on your own. That's what they try to do.
Like we had to like draw sticks every night to split up into multiple groups. So we could at least go eat somewhere. Because if you walk into a building like with 8 people and you're not Japanese, mate, you're
It's like,
0%
fuck
chance
off.
of eating it.
Yeah,
Just
they just-
instantly
they
out
just
the
tell, like,
door.
we
Get
got
out of
turned
here,
away
mate.
from
Like,
so many places.
you should have just
Oh,
split
it's
up into
closed.
groups, and it's like one group gets to go with Smash, and you know you can have like.
I
a
mean,
slightly
yeah, that's
larger
what we
group with
did. We had to
Smash
like
and stuff,
split
yeah.
up, you know. We even like sent like Smash and Fix It in first, trying to like deceive
Yeah.
them, you know. But they've sniffed it out instantly.
They don't,
They won't.
they
They
don't
knew
like
right
Koreans
away.
there, so like you're in
It
trouble.
didn't work
in
at
that
all,
regard,
mate.
it's
0% chance. We did not get a single team dinner in Japan. Impossible to happen.
like, just can't happen.
Any other comments? SSG thoughts? It was only really 4 maps
It was quite quick.
to discuss.
It's such a short run.
I don't think we really need to get into the nitty gritty of these 4 maps. Full
It's
hard.
not
What
all
was
over,
team
right? I won-
expectation? What
I
was
won, like,
team
one map.
expectation?
I won like
Huh?
1 map in my first land, you know, and then it all goes up from there, you know.
That's true.
Just slingshot.
You got to get Calyx, is what I'm hearing, Chris.
Maybe, mate. Just need some glue.
Unfortunately, Hacker has already performed his annual blood sacrifice to elevate his team, so it's fucked.
The buff
You
is
missed the
already
boat on that
active,
one.
you know?
I've seen this one before. We all know what's going to happen. Congratulations,
so
GK,
excited,
on their
it just
Esports
worked.
World Cup Finals appearance. Just
Just gonna teach Alpha E Sim now. They're almost there.
if Alpha Yi starts getting on Sim.
I'm ready for it.
Do we have any thoughts on, obviously one thing that seemed to be sort of complained about quite a bit through the tournament as well, and SSG were, I guess, fell foul of this as well, is that because the lower bracket games, the first round of lower bracket was also first to 2, certain teams went out in just 4 maps, and it felt like a very brief exit and a very brief end to that day one. Obviously, the one big caveat to all of these, like, why don't we have more teams, more tournaments, is money. At the end of the day, money lacks the sponsorships, blah, 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 blah. You know, Cargo has no friends. He's really holding the whole house up on his big, broad, robotic shoulders at the moment. But did feel like on that day one, we probably had time for best of fives. I don't know. I can't remember what time it was in Japan at the time, but it felt like you're like those two first lower bracket games, we could have squeezed like an extra couple of maps in, or in some of your cases, an extra one map in. But
yeah, it would have probably would have been one map.
Winners I'm fine with, but lose it like a losers like round one, like elimination game first of the two, that sucks. Like winners round one, I think really like the seeding should make it like pretty clear who's gonna win. But like a losers match, like that, really no way that should be first to two, like in any way.
It probably got away with it because it was like Weibo were clearly better than SSG and Dallas were clearly better than AG, right? So it didn't really feel like anyone lost a game they wouldn't have lost anyway. But let's say, for whatever reason, the bracket was slightly different and your game against Weibo was lower bracket or something, and it was like that 2-1 game. I feel like if Weibo went out on that 2-1 game, it would have been like, Weibo deserved more of a crack than this, you know? So I don't know. Obviously, it's going to be different next LAN anyway, so it sort of solves itself because we'll hit the Esports World Cup and we'll have more teams and a bit of a group stage, I'm sure. I don't know if they've announced the format, but a bit of a group stage into a bit of a thing. But did feel like a tad of a disappointment that it was just like so quick at the end there.
Yeah, I think especially both games being on the Friday too is kind of annoying because like you just done. I mean, it worked out nicely because I got 2 days to explore Tokyo, so at least I got the weekend to myself. But it is kind of frustrating, but maybe it wouldn't have made much of a difference. You know, you could have done.
You weren't going to reverse sweep.
Best of nines. I think we're still not winning it. You know.
Should we talk a bit about Dallas as well? Who probably felt like maybe the theme for a lot of teams, maybe everyone except for ZETA and TM at this event, is they probably beat the teams you expected them to beat and lost to the teams you expected them to lose to. So what's the sort of rating or overall of Dallas? Because they still got to play some of their own stuff. You know, obviously we saw, well, they're on DRAT at this point, but they did get a bit of Winston in there as well. And it felt like, word on the street, maybe you guys can like corroborate this, Chris and Landon, but it felt like people were saying Dallas felt pretty decent in scrims actually, and felt like they had a pretty fair chance of doing decently at this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I think for sure. I think Dallas are like a real team. I think they're like the best level NA team actually that NA's had in OWCS. Like I swear, when we scrimmed Dallas, I swear they're so much better than Liquid were last season. Like in terms of just the way, like they're an Overwatch 2 team. You know, like they play the game properly. They have unique comps. Like the backline looks really good. Like Luke Mino is like a really nice like X factor on like tons of these heroes. I think he's playing super well at the moment. Sunjin is just actually like prime Thanos in half of these situations. And it feels like even in this series here, like they should have won map 1 against you guys. I'm sure of it. Like they actually had to like blunder it so hard. And then they have like their Dorado map pick, and it's like it's clearly like it's not easy at all for you guys to be able to beat this team in this style. They do obviously then have like the counterpoint, which is like on certain map picks, they just lose quite fast. Like I feel like any New Junk City against this team, like most teams are going to win. But it's like I think this team has like a lot of potential. They look like a real team. Like both them and Weibo finishing that in that 6th spot, they at least made like the games against TM and VP really competitive. You know, I can't remember who. I guess Dallas played Crazy Raccoon and then AG, then VP. So they had like I guess they played someone from each tier. But I think this team is just good, you know. Like I think that they're not at the same level of the EU teams quite, but I think they're in the same sort of category.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for them as a team, you know. Just like pick a style, play it, you know, live by the sword, die by the sword, you know.
Sword theory.
What do they need to do to go? Is it just a sort of a time thing for them? Because obviously it's a brand new roster, start stage 1 and everything. Is there anything that like needs to change, or is it just these things will come with time? Maybe they're also a team that right patch, right time, they sort of jump up the power level as well. Is there anything like drastically they need to, you know, you talked obviously some of the NA teams, I think this was true of Liquid all of last year and is still true to this day about a sort of lack of identity. But Dallas are a team full of identity and full of clear comps that only they really play or that they feel really comfortable on and stuff like this. So
Yeah, I think in my opinion, it's really hard to see this team being like super internationally successful because I think they have too many free losses on certain maps, if that makes sense. Like I think there's too many maps and ban situations where like you should be able to take like a map or two against them, especially if you're like a really good team. But I think on the right patch, like I think I actually think these guys could beat both of the EU teams on the right patch. You know, like I actually think it's possible. I think they're like the high enough quality to be able to do that.
All right. NA has hope yet. Going to be... Yeah, it feels like...
Not much to say.
Yeah, I feel like there's... we'll talk about Weibo next, because I feel like actually... If we just ignore 7th and 8th, you know, maybe there's an argument and we need to go down to 6 teams at lands as well, just like we did in EMEA in North America. But if we ignore that, like the top 6 at this event all felt like good team, played well, had some clear strengths, and, you know, slightly different patch, slightly different day, whatever. And that order could have shuffled up a bit, because I thought Weibo were actually... Even though it's a 5th, 6th finish, which doesn't really, you know, change the narrative about where Chinese Overwatch is and all of this, I felt it was a really good performance for the series against TM, because that was a 5-mapper as well, obviously with a draw mixed in there. Felt like that was a really solid performance from them. I think, again, you have some of the sort of Korean hangover problems in the sense that when they get stuck on a Kiri Lucio, Maka and Lee Soo Min still don't square up, you know, to these EMEA teams very well at all. But I thought Sunzo in particular was the real star here, you know, like the newest player to the team, the up-and-comer. Yes, he's 24, but it's China, so up-and-comer. I thought Sunzo actually had like their best player in this tournament. I thought he was really good.
I mean, like, this match was like super fun to watch. Like, Suns is insane. Like, I think he was like the guy who his team had some insane result, but I can't like remember what it was. I'm trying to remember. What team was he on before this?
Oh, it would have been one of the second place China teams, and they would have had different orgs last year. I want to say not Rock, but the other one.
I don't know.
All Gamers? Would it have been
I just remember
well?
like when it was on Billy Ding. Like when his name was Billy Ding,
Yeah.
I just remember him having like some generational Zari performance, you know?
Yeah, like Zarya's
Whenever
like...
I last saw this guy.
I mean, that was their best look against you, right? Not Zarya on Numbani. They were actually like... Sunzo was just somehow unkillable in all these situations, you know? Just always had just about a bubble, just about round the corner or something.
He's good.
I think the problem is, you know, like I think it's fair to say they've upgraded their roster from last LAN, but like they've upgraded their roster to finish in the same place. Like I swear they're like a better team, but it doesn't feel like Lee Soo-min and Maka are going to push this team into much above top 6. Like it's this really awkward situation where they want to be able to push higher. I just don't see how they do it outside of just a Winston meta. Like that's the only path to success is Winston being hard meta.
I don't know. Like when I watched like Lee Soo-min Mako, like when I watched like them like knock out ZETA, you know, like in this dogfight like game like last EWC, like in the qualifiers, they were doing it on like double flex support. Whereas like even this tournament, like I was like we're doing all the prep like with my team. And like we're prepping all this like, oh, okay, like here's what we do on Lucio ban, here's what we do on Kiri ban. They just didn't do it. It's like kind of like what happened like in EMEA where like OWCS is like this like double flex support team. You end up playing them and you're just like in like a regular like flex support main support mirror match the whole time. Like I don't know, so what happened? Something happened behind the scenes, or they just don't think it's very good.
No, it's unfortunately the coaches of Weibo they're the Wei coaches from last season. So they just can't draft. So it doesn't... In many ways, they've signed like a back... Because in many ways, they've signed like an Anna Kiri, which or an Anna Kiri, Anna Alari type thing, which complements Gooshway perfectly. It all sort of makes sense on paper.
Yeah, like it's like a Dallas style team, you know?
Yeah, you got to find a way to draft to it at a certain point. And I feel like Weibo were probably a little bit guilty on a lot of these lands of just sort of... like trickle down meta from Korea, basically. Like they'll just copy what they're doing in a lot of these situations. So I feel like there's an element of that. I feel like the coaches have never been good on the draft, really. I feel like
the
Shy
Trojan horse pickup, mate. Like they got this new backline upgrade, and they unfortunately the coaches are inside with the worst draft you've ever seen to fucking play the series every time.
Like if you have 2 flex supports and like they're like I think their career best result was beating ZETA, like playing like Markov just flanking on Ana. Like if you guys
Then
remember
that new
that
Queen
new
Street, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
like, it wasn't like Kiri Lucio.
Nah, Maka had like
that career
of his
defining
life on
moment,
Ana.
you know, where this guy like got his name on the billboard, you know, was not done playing Kiri Lucio. Like, you know, he was done playing like double flex support comps where he's allowed to like do what he does, you know. They just didn't, or they just I don't know, just played Kiri Lucio, man.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a weird like because obviously I feel like again it's like built to suit Gushway's hero pool a little bit more than it probably is Sunzo's. So I don't know if they're in that weird, you know, like. Maybe Sunzo's better. I feel like it's been so long since I've seen Gushway play in a real series. I don't know if he's... You know, we talk about Lip now, and right? You never want to take away from Lip's legacy and everything he's achieved, etc. But he's just reached the stage where he's now... He's past the peak, you know? We're on the downward slope now towards retirement. And that's fine. He's had a great career, you know? And I feel like you can probably make the same argument for Shy in particular. Feels like he's a little bit, he's just over that, you know? Not the same player he was on Spark, etc. So I don't know if like Gushway's just in that boat now and Sunzo's just better and they're just left now with like their best roster in terms of best 5 players. They've not been able to find a comp that necessarily suits them in all these situations. I mean, maybe that Circuit Royale where Sunzo's playing Sigma and they can play like Bapalari type things or
dude,
something.
my God.
Stunzo. Oh, there's a flying Cass in the sky. Don't worry.
I got that.
They're not going to get a single high noon off. Not just once. I'll do it 3 times in a row. You have nothing to worry about from these fly noons. I found the counter. So, yeah. I don't really know. Weibo have the same problem, I think, where... I guess they can scrim the Korean teams, but you know, a bit of what like Chris was talking about in North America, where Weibo spend most of their year just beating up other Chinese teams and winning by like a laughable mile, or even if they play bad or whatever it is, you know. So I don't know if they have some of that same problem that there's only so much they can develop domestically compared to some of the other teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see them ever like going much higher than where they are, you know.
I feel like they don't have like they just don't have a generational backline or anything like that. They just have like the leftovers from Korea, like not the most appealing support
like the
line.
4th best line or backline or something, you know.
Yeah, they're just missing too much stuff.
Yeah.
On that note, if we'll hit the other Chinese team, which should round us out. Anyone got any thoughts at all about All Gamers?
Literally none. They should play more Mag.
I could not tell you the roster.
They need to play more Mag.
Any interest? I mean, Mag got his map in. Mag looking incredible actually as well. Maybe that was the biggest win for AG in all of this. Maybe if they could have... You know what they should have done actually? Instead of doing the show matches where we just have like this 4v4 all Japanese characters, they should have got SSG and AG back to have some sort of like...
Toilet bowl.
Some 7th, 8th dogfight, right? But the loser gives away one of their region spots to the winning region, right? So North America 2 and China 2, the loser has to give up a spot for the next major to the winning region's major. Now that's a show match.
Like some best of 7 too.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
just you don't like that.
Chris not a fan of that one?
No, that's a bad idea.
It's all right, mate. SSG is always good for it versus China too.
I mean, yeah. This time would have been a fun dogfight, I suspect.
That would have been a hard one.
Did you scrim
Hard
AG
one to
at the
come
LAN a
back
lot?
to.
We scrimmed them loads, yeah.
Buddies.
Yeah, I mean, we were like we were leftovers, you know. No one else wanted to scrim, so it was just us be them.
2 fat kids, just you got anyone to play with?
Squaring
No,
off.
we haven't either. It's
We'd get the double AG and a JDD triple block, you know. That's what we would get at boot camp, you know. We were fucking flying through those scrims. Woo!
Just feels like it's not a good omen coming into the major.
We scrimmed Crazy Raccoon on the first day. They 6 orders and cancelled the rest of the scrims, and it's like, oh, well, fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
I mean, it sounds harsh, but it was 100% the right call on their behalf.
Yeah, no, you can't even be fucking mad, you know.
There was a lot for them to learn.
Yeah.
They're missing big opportunities by not scrimming you there, to be honest.
Scream you on the first day, see Boston turn up on like 200 plus ping.
Yeah, this is why the player's infected on that.
Oh, actually, but before we move on, how sick was Hawk that he couldn't play video games at home? Like,
well, I mean, the first 2 days, I think it's because he would have had to scrim at 8 a.m. and he had like an exam at like 12 the next day, so I can kind of forgive him for not.
Wait, so it wasn't sickness? It was school?
The first 2 days, yeah, I think it was, and then he played the rest of the boot camp once he recovered from. Well, he recovered from.
Jeez, bro, you guys really are a casual team. You wouldn't even know this is your jobs.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not really our jobs for most of us. You know, everyone's in school. But yeah, it is what it is, you know.
They're gamers in school, man. They don't know. They're just in school to game more. Maybe not Hawk, but that's why most of them are like.
We always have to like we get like 1 block a day most days. It's like we rarely get 2 blocks a day because someone's got some sort of class going on. So,
no, your team's fucked. Then good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in 5 years' time,
just get like fully
careers?
double outworked by every single team in the competition and have any expectation of a result that isn't just nothing but disappointment. Like, it can't be disappointing if you set your expectations at the bottom, but like, I don't know how a team can expect to do well if it's going to do that. Like,
I mean, even Dallas have like guys in college, right? It's like the big difference, I think, between NA and EMEA. You know?
Yeah.
Like even Dallas have like, what, like 2 or 3 of them. You know? Like,
yeah, but I don't think Dallas is I don't think Dallas is like a 1 block a day team. I feel like that team has passion.
But it's like we can't scrim it. Like I don't know what, unless you just want everyone to start skipping school. I don't know what you want us to do. Like there's like so much overlap between everybody's schedules. Like there's just no time. Like it's not possible on a Tuesday to scrim more than once a day. You know?
Does Dallas?
Well, yeah, but I guess their schedules are different. I don't know.
Sounds possible. I don't know. Like
there's a course gap.
Yeah, it's an education quality gap. That's the there.
They've got going to be fucking geniuses, you see.
Like 10 years time, let's check back and check both rosters' net worths, and then we'll see who made the right choice. Overall, then for the tournament, how do we rate this one in terms of where does it stack up against the others? Because I feel like the grand final kind of sits alone as probably one of the best grand finals we've ever had in terms of storylines, both teams coming back, 7-map banger, EMEA versus Korea, 2 different regions, everything like that. So I felt like the grand final was good, and we didn't really have any other 5-map bangers. I guess the Weibo TM one, technically a 5-map 3-1. But it felt like the quality of games and the competitiveness was actually really good throughout the tournament. It felt like the entertainment level was really high.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's especially the closer we got to the end, like the games in general were quite fun. I think it is nice to have a tournament where there's no foregone conclusions about which teams are going to be in the finals or which teams are going to do whatever. I think we're actually in kind of a golden age of Overwatch these days, you know? Like, I think since EWC last year, I think every LAN has been quite, you know, a lot can happen. We went from that era where it was just, well, it's going to be Falcons versus Crazy Raccoons in the final, and then we'll see what everyone else does. Like that's kind of gone. I would have said it was up there with some of the best lands. Maybe just minus like some crazy upsets. Like it felt like throughout what we did today. Heavy. Yeah, everyone kind of.
It was just TM ZETA, right? Like that was the only one that you'd say like you wouldn't have called it going in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Viewership was kind of crazy for it as well, right? Again, like. Huge assist from the drops in all of this, but felt like the viewership continues to be really high for all of these events. Everyone seems to enjoy, well, at least the drops, and maybe even some of the Overwatch in between as well. Felt like we got a treat as well I don't know if you guys get to meet him, because me and Max fell in love over the weekend. Not with each other, of course, but we fell in love
We've been
with.
in love for years, but
Yeah. But we might be entertaining the idea of a throuple right now, because there was a certain white boy who was on stage every single day, and I think he won the hearts of the Overwatch public here. Of course, I'm talking about Gavin, the stage
good,
host
wasn't
here.
he
Was
good.
so
Gavin actually
good.
white boy of the year, like
Yeah.
hands
Oh my
down white boy
God.
of the year.
Yeah, I had a good interview with him. I liked him. He was chill.
Just a fucking
Good
demon,
questions,
bro. Like,
perfect translations. Felt completely comfortable in front of the crowd when he did like the crowd work sections and everything like this. So yeah, huge
He
props
was
to
upset
Gavin.
because when you saw his name on the thing and it just said Gavin, you're like, well, who the fuck is Gavin? And then he's actually
who the
just
fuck is this guy?
And then
Oh,
it turns out
just
he's
the
insane.
greatest talent ever to grace the stage. Genuinely, Adam Savage, but with the ability to speak fluent Japanese at the same time. Like, it doesn't
God.
get any better than that.
Just unbelievable. Yeah, such a big fan of Gavin. Unfortunately, I reckon
Can't
it's
get enough of
probably
Gavin.
the only time we see him, unless we go back to Japan at a certain point in a future year or something. But we should take Gavin with us, I reckon.
Nah, we're gonna miss Big G, man. He was fucking awesome.
Impossible act to follow. God, what a guy.
Top Gav.
Rest of the event, maybe one thing that came out on Twitter as well from Apply, talking about the observing throughout the event. Obviously, I think we had slightly different observers than usual because we were out in Japan, so it wasn't the usual crew from like North America that we get. So there were two main criticisms. One was, I think Apply's main gripe was probably just the amount of third person while watching all of it. It felt like there was probably mixed in with that a few ones that felt like just more errors or something, like we swap off a clock, or we swap off a nano, or we just swap to like someone walking back from spawn, you know, and I just feel more just wrong POV at the wrong time type of thing. So I don't know how much you guys really caught from this, Chris and Landon, but like what's the initial feeling here?
For sure, mate. I was like, I would get some crazy window, and then I go watch the game out overhead. I'm watching like a diva, just like third person fly over a roof somewhere. Like, I'm like, all right, man, that's awesome. It was like, I think it was really, I think like, at least for the matches like I watched back, it was pretty bad actually. Like it was like, I think like this like. When I was thinking about it and then watching back the games, it was really, really apparent, like just how much third person and overhead there was. It's like a staggeringly like low amount of first person.
I think for me, I found there was it definitely felt like an advantage in some situations, you know? Like I think in Overwatch, there's certain ults that are good first person, right? Like if you're watching a clock or you're watching a blade or something, you just want to be in there. Window's probably in the same, you know, you want to see the one shot. But there's certain ults, you know, when there's like a Kitsune Rush trade, a Beat trade, a Raid trade, and lots of the supports fall in this category. Cage is another good one. We're actually watching it third person. It's so much easier to see like it going on. Like, do you remember that TVNT 6K at the end of King's Row against Crazy Raccoon? I think we watched all of that third person, but I feel like that was actually better third person because you could see it's just TVNT versus the world, you know, like anyone coming to car, he's just punching them down. It works really well. So I think there's like don't throw the baby out with a bathwater here, you know, the bathwater. Because I think I know, because there was one on Rialto where like you guys turn an insane fight because you get like 2 late trades with window.
Yeah, but that's the fight I'm talking about, man. I'm killing the whole
just
game,
out on
mate.
second point,
and I'm watching like Bernard just like he's just floating around doing something, you know, and like I'm over there on the high ground, I'm windowing, I'm killing Shu, killing Violet, one shot in the Bastion. We're just like watching a diva just like fly in the air, man.
So I don't think the observing was that good, but I also don't want it to be like the third person wasn't the problem. If like in the same way they were just on third person at the wrong time. In the same way sometimes we were just on like a useless person's POV or something. Like I feel like we were just on the wrong shot rather than like third person, because in a bunch of these fights I feel like I don't know if it was the same for you, Max, but it felt like it was easier to cast some of these fights when we got like the third person or something mid-fight when the big ult trade comes in, you know? It was just a bit easier to see everything or track if like a flank is happening or something's happening and it's like chaos rather than just sort of, casting who's hitting their shots.
To be honest, from my POV, like maybe this is just ascribed to like the total delirium of it being one of those long weekends like it always is for the majors, but I actually didn't really notice, to be honest. Like I get that there were like POV moments that were missed and the excitement from that just didn't really like hit because you don't get to see them. But in terms of like ease of doing what we do, for sure it was just the same or easier because we can see everything. So we can talk about everything that's coming. Like you can see someone going to a position or using the ult and talk about what's happening regardless. Maybe it's just because I've watched so much of the game, all the joy has been stripped away from it or something, so I didn't notice it in that way. Like I saw like TikToks and tweets of Apply getting like really mad that he like couldn't see the action. But I don't know. We were talking about the action, so like we weren't missing it. We were just missing the POV, but I didn't really give a shit. But I can see how a viewer that actually wants to watch it for fun would be vexed by that, for sure. I just didn't really notice.
Like for me, like I just don't get any dopamine from like okay, if I'm like watching like analytically, for sure POV is like 1,000 times worse. You know, like in a big ult trade. But like some like the coolest matches I remember watching. I don't know if you guys remember like season 5 like playoffs, like that like SF Shock, you know, Proper versus Houston. Where Proper's just like 1v5 in Houston for like an entire playoffs match. And I swear like they just spec the guy for like half the game. Like more than half the game was just on this one dude's POV. Yeah. And it was like it was like so fun to watch. Like actually sitting there just watching, you know, this kid just manhandle everyone, you know? Whereas like if I'm watching overhead and he's just shooting rails, you know, and I don't get to see like the crazy 180s, you know, or the insane tracking, like it might be like a worse viewer like experience. Like you really don't know what's going on sometimes for POV. But for like dopamine, you know, like seeing it like in first person, I don't know. I don't really get the same buzz, you know, from the third person.
I feel like I don't know, because do you remember that Shoe Violet clutch? You will, Landon, unfortunately. It was at the end of Rialto. Yeah. But they showed that one in third person as well. And I actually thought, like, that was perfect third person, right? Because all of us, like, a billion things have happened, you know? And you're just trying to get a track of, like, who's even left here, you know? When it goes third person and you see, like, Violet hit, like, this huge pern at somehow, like, nearly one-shots half a VP, you know, to turn the fight or something. And I feel like in
maybe
those
like an
moments,
overtime fight, like you're right.
When the
but
touch
also,
is
like,
important, like
imagine like you're watching Shoe like
hit
that big nade, or you're watching Shoe PV when he hits that sleep on Kev. Like for sure, like it's I don't know. I think you're right. Like I don't hate third person, but I'm like I think like a lot of players. I don't know about a lot of players, but there's like for sure I fully get what Apply is saying. Like when I'm watching like a game, I just want to see like I just want to see like the POV of the best player in that lobby, like you know.
Because I feel like these third person moments, like these feel good, you know what I mean? When it descends into chaos and it's a last minute, who has to touch, who has the thing. We go to Kevster because we think he's about to clutch, you know, and then we see him like fall, and then we're third person
like this
again,
is fine. Like this is good.
Like I feel like this one they got right, you know.
Kev, you know, like this is good, you know. But like if we were just staring at the overhead on cart the whole time, I wouldn't have liked it, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I feel like the actual, like, the highest level is a mixture of both of these things, used in the right moments or at the right time, you know? Like,
yeah, that makes sense.
But I think also it's just hard, right? Because it works both ways, right? Even if we'd stayed on POV, but we were just on the wrong person's POV there in a bunch of those fights, you know what I mean? It also would have sucked. Or we would have missed like the crucial kills or whatever. You know, like at the start of that fight, we're watching third person, and you one shot, or like you guys just one shot Bernard, and that's like, there's a question there. Like, how did that Ram just immediately die before anything happened? So I feel like, yeah, I can see the complaints, but I feel like there's like more levels to what it actually looks like to get the observant like at the best level. Than just
I mean for sure like it's not easy.
Just less third person, less POV. Yeah. I feel like there's more nuance to it. Any other comments about the tournament? Feelings afterwards? No. All right, so good games, great final, good viewership, terrible catering, great white boys, and yeah, good event overall. Crazy Raccoon deserved winners. So we should segue now to the other extreme. We've talked about the champions, the best teams in the world. Now we're going to go to mediocrity as we hit promotion, relegation in EMEA in North America. North America, I don't know if we really have anything to say. The finals is going to happen like later tonight when we're recording, like an hour and a half. But the important thing is DSG and Extinction have both qualified. So they tried to send them away, but they've come right back. So no need to worry there. And it looked like the same thing was going to happen in EMEA, where the Anyone's Legend, 1, 2, 3, 4, they've been called because they're currently without an org. They had a 5-map banger up against Peps in the upper bracket final. 1, 2, 3, 4, they won it, they secure their spot. And then Peps have to go play Telesea, I think I'm saying that right. I'm going to have to get used to saying this as right as well, because Telesea, not only did they win, they 3-0'd Peps in the lower bracket. So I didn't watch this game live. I don't know if anyone had the pleasure of. But
it was a good game to watch live, mate. I'm just sitting there like, it's not going to happen, is it? You know, and then it gets.
I mean, look, when I'm planning my evening and I'm like, do I want to sacrifice the evening to watch Peps versus Telesea, lower bracket? Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens. But then I tune into the result. I look in. I'm convinced there's got to be like an error or something here. And I don't want to take away. Obviously, I don't really know. I recognize a few of the Telesea players. Like ICAV and SXJ and that. And Jonowich. Like I recognize the players, but I didn't think this was even remotely possible. So maybe you had eyes on it, Landon. Like, what's the verdict here? What went wrong?
Peps played so bad.
Yeah, they just kind of got dog walked,
Like I watched map 3 and they just they have unlosable turns with ults and they just lose. So I would suggest that we need to not do that.
I mean, like ICAB was insane too. Like he was playing crazy, like just picks and picks and picks. Don't know. I think they're just a good team. Peps didn't play that good.
First partner team to go down already within one stage.
One stage
feels like that gamble that Fefe took to keep French and keep reward the fans. All this seems to have backfired. Well, clearly it has backfired.
Maybe it might have.
I think it's safe to call it a backfire at this point.
You guys are too soon. I don't want
to put the cart before the horse here.
Look, we've been guilty of jumping to conclusions before on this podcast, but I think it's safe to say Peps are well and truly in a pickle now. And I guess the big question:
what do they do? Right?
What do they do? Right? Like they can't. Are they just a face-it master team for a season?
If you're
they're a partner team, so they have to have a roster.
Are the Pep skins going to come out at some point and Peps aren't going to be playing?
Just scrap them.
Like, are Peps allowed to drop their roster and pick up the people that qualified over them? Because that's what people were speculating would happen if this sort of situation occurred. But what a fucking departure from the French dream team. They get relegated, they fully drop everyone French. Like, what do they do?
Yeah, if DSG got relegated, they would just pick up a team. It would be like no questions asked. It would just be like, okay. But it's like Pep's built such an identity and a brand on this roster on being French, and then it's like you're gonna sign anyone's legends. So you're gonna get anyone's legends who are all English. Is that like the plan? Like you get like the full fucking English team, or
wait. You know what you need to propose? Some type of merger needs to be proposed here.
Get the goddamn picture up, Alpha.
How do you say merger in French?
Le merge.
Le merge?
Yeah, for sure. Merge is probably actually is a French word, I reckon. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like it's like the worst situation possible, and it was one I was convinced wasn't possible.
I feel so bad for fusionment. Bonjour, backbone. Fusionment.
We need a fusionment ASAP.
What do you? I feel bad for Fefe as well, because I really like Fefe, really like what he's done with Peps. The fact that they got partner was so cool. But if you're sitting in his French shoes right now, what's the next move?
Yeah, I don't know. Because what if you stay and face it and you don't get promoted? You know?
Oh no! Don't even say that's a possibility. Don't even entertain that as a real.
Yeah. Because Blizzard presumably would rather Blizzard are probably also pissed a little bit too. You know, because they're like partner team. Presumably there's some sort of rev share or something that goes on. Yeah, like. Can you guys get your shit together? But like the fan base, like I swear the fans won't cheer for like the other teams the same way they cheer for that team, you know? Like
yeah, maybe like best result is like just keep both, you know, get like a French peps and English peps and just call it a day. What did they face it?
Is it crazy to take Tennessee?
Do they have any French players?
No, but I'm just thinking Tennessee might be more interested in a merger than
well, you could take them over and change the roster a little bit, right? Like you could buy them.
You have to keep 3, right? You have to keep 3.
Bring FD God and someone else. Dip. You know, maybe get like 2 French players in, and then you're okay. I don't know. It's fucking tough. Really should have won that game. It would have made everything a lot easier. Just won that one.
That would simplify things a little bit if they won instead of lost.
Yeah.
You even considered that, Chris?
Every day, mate. I always consider, why don't we just win? But here we are.
School.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so fucked. It's just fucked for everyone.
It's bound to happen eventually. Eventually, the partner team is going to get relegated. They got to have a backup plan.
Yeah, I mean, if it was going to be anyone, it was going to be Peps, right? Like that, I feel like that was the one. But...
Not making any roster moves in the off season, you know, like committing to the core, and that got them to the major in Stockholm, everything like this. God, that map 5 against anyone's legend guys as well. That one's got to really hurt in hindsight now as well, because they could have just been qualified by this point, and
what can you do?
Don't know. Because anyone's legend guys have posted as well. Like Wamone put up a tweet before saying they are looking for org, and it was very much the same roster but minus Tama and plus Golden Pants. So it very much seems like they're fairly committed to like they've sort of made their plans for stage 2 known, you know, in terms of putting Golden Pants on that looking for org thing. So it feels like they want to stick together.
Go on, Pep, sign them up. It's okay. The French and the English were close enough.
You know what? You know what? Jamie messaged me earlier. There was an interview he did, back bonuses for OWTV back at the major before Peps were announced as partner. And obviously, you got to remember this is when Peps knocked out Gen G, right? In that like, Zodiac's internet is dead type situation. So he was just going off in the interview of like, I'm like Pep's biggest hater, you know, after they knocked us out, everything like this, you know. So obviously we used that as the title in the video. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Backbone in any way, because he might be becoming a bit of a Pep's lover if the on-track offer's right.
I don't know, Peps isn't like a fraud team because obviously they have like a huge dedicated fan base, but the only major that they qualified for was the most bullshit qualification of all time, you know? Like, I got no issues with them being in Stockholm and having a sick fan base and doing it up, but, I mean, it genuinely took them playing 5v4 to make the LAN. Like, that is outrageous. I think there was no surprise when they kept their roster that they were going to run into some rocky results after the fact. And, I mean, it couldn't happen to a nicer group of Frenchmen, but at the same time, like, now those players are so screwed. God, I can't believe they got relegated though. I thought they'd just scrap it out and like the same teams would stay in the tournament.
Yeah.
And
I thought
Fefe has this genuinely impossible situation to make where he has to fire because he wanted to keep some of his friends. He has to fire them all now, right? Like because he was unwilling to do wrong by any of them, so now he has to fire them all.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's
Well, probably not soon though, right?
Soon, hopefully, can stay.
I think we keep
little
I
Ted
don't know,
Ons can stay, but the rest have got to go.
Okay. Anyone's
Is
legend
Soon on the
plus
roster?
soon. I don't know. I think he might just be working for the org now. I don't know if he's like
What does that involve?
officially listed
What's the
anymore.
day-to-day look like for Soon? Clocking in at the Team Peps factory or whatever.
business meetings.
They announced like a fighting game roster or something, right? Like really recently. I saw them on Twitter today for something other than getting clowned for getting knocked out. So they put forth something that wasn't just a defeat screen. Any eyes on this?
Oh yeah, I
It's not
saw
on
something
that.
about
to get
this,
the Peps fan base.
but I don't know what it was.
Missing out.
You know, when you just sort of look at something and it doesn't immediately resonate with you, so you've scrolled off it like 5 seconds ago already.
No, that happens. Yeah. And it's Twitter, so you'll never find it again. You'll scroll up and they'll just be like total
so
slop.
hard. Yeah.
Here we go. For our first competition of DOFUS, we're bringing the
the
4
Whack Fu
Fantastics.
I gotta know this game.
Dofus.
What's the Whack
Of
Fu
course.
game?
It's like some like
fucking
TV
shit.
show from like a decade or two ago. Like they made a fighting game about it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Probably right, man.
I mean, you'll be as right as any of us on this. All right. Disaster
I
for
had no
Peps.
idea.
No. Don't know about the fighting game roster, but hopefully do better than the Overwatch roster. And yeah, can't restate enough that I genuinely have no idea what the correct decision is in this position for Fefe. It's just so hard. I don't know what he should do. Probably just try and convince anyone's legend.
Yeah, I mean,
And
just have to like
just
find a roster somehow.
Just squeeze a Frenchman onto it, you know? Just squeeze a Frenchman onto it. There's space. The other big drama, I guess, or the big, I guess, complaint about promotion relegation is that there's no official broadcast. Last year we got a full show for it. It was like a one-day tournament. We got all the games for both regions happen in one day, and there was like a full broadcast on the Overwatch Esports channel, everything like that. And then this time, the whole thing's just sort of happened. It's happened through Faceit, and like I think Bullskunk and maybe OWCS have been streaming it, as well as some smaller co-streamers as well. So this seemed to cause a lot of complaints, and I think I can very much understand why. You know, like we've had the schedule sort of cut in half for EMEA and North America in terms of number of weeks, number of playoff weeks, everything like this, 4-week season. And then these games are actually genuinely quite impactful, you know? I mean, just ask Fefe. But we saw a 5-match banger in the upper bracket final. We saw this huge upset against Tennessee, but loads of people have missed this just because there is no official broadcast, official source or anything like this. So it just feels, I 100% same page, I think, with like the disappointment from the fan base that this bit was missed out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the logistics of running it. It feels like the community can run it pretty easily. I don't know. It feels like there should be something for these games because it's like 2 days. But yeah, I don't know. Until you know the ins and outs, it's so hard to pass judgment on these things, you know?
Yeah. I think one of the other complaints the teams have had is maybe a knock-on from the fact that, you know, you talked about the large break the Western teams had between their stage one and the actual event. Is obviously for the promotion relegation teams, remember these guys did not play playoffs, so they finished a week before you guys. And they've been waiting this entire time to play promotion relegation. All the while, their rosters are locked, which I think has created it. Like it's been almost 50 days. And this creates a very awkward situation, right? Because imagine you get relegated or get knocked down to promotion relegation. Really reasonable. Now you might want to change the roster or make some changes. Or if you're anyone's legend, fire the entire team immediately, regardless of whether they come back or not. But what that means then is everyone is prevented from making changes to their roster because they need to keep a roster together to make promotion relegation. So these teams that are bouncing back will have used one roster to qualify for promotion relegation and now might immediately fire someone. Like I think, for example, I imagine they'll mind me speaking about this, but I know anyone's legend had a problem because as we can sort of see from, you know, Will's post about like GPs coming in, they're replacing Tama on the roster. The problem with replacing Tama on the roster is they might have needed him to qualify back into OWCS. So obviously in this situation, they had AMDP, right? And AMDP played, he won on the games, everything's fine. But there's this weird situation where the orgs would essentially be incentivized to potentially lie to their players, like, oh, don't worry, bro, you're going to be on the team next season, you're going to be on the team, just win these promotion relegation games and we'll get back on track, everything like this. And then as soon as that victory screen comes up and the promotion is secured, it's just, oh, you're fired now, And it feels like this gap between when promotion and relegation actually happens and when stage 1 ends creates this really strange situation that encourages the teams to lie to their players. I want to be clear, this isn't actually what happened in anyone's Legends situation, They were honest with Tama from the get-go. But I can just envision there's a world in the future where somebody gets egregiously screwed over by this situation, where either the org lies or the player or the team does the right thing and tells the player they're going to let them go, but then they just don't have a roster to compete with and they have to have their coach playing or something, It just feels like a recipe for disaster that we've avoided this time, but it's going to come up again when we're in the same situation.
Yeah.
I mean, so you just think like they shouldn't be roster locked? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think you either don't lock for rosters, or you just move promotion relegation way sooner, right? Like, is there any reason in that, what was it, 5-week gap you had, they couldn't have just played promotion relegation? I guess Face It wouldn't have been ready in time. Maybe that would have been the problem. They would have been like, no Face It Masters teams to play, because I think Face It Masters teams also complained, because Face It playoffs finished Sunday, the same day as Champions Clash, and then on Monday they had to play their first promotion relegation game. So for these Face It Masters teams, they've also done, I don't know, eight match days in a row or something, to go all the way through. So I guess the problem with doing promotion relegation earlier is that Face It wasn't ready. But I feel like that's also a solvable problem, that you just move the Face It calendar to line up closer to OWCS. So you can play in that promotion relegation, and then you can unlock the rosters for those promoted teams, right? For stage 2. And there's no trouble and there's no problem. There's plenty of time for people to get fired, find a new team, etc., etc. Whereas, imagine you get fired off this team now. The new stage starts in 2 weeks, So, good luck finding another OWCS team if you find yourself in that situation. But I don't really know. The only option is to change the schedule, right?
Yeah, I mean, they should. It can't be that hard. I refuse to believe it can be that hard.
Yeah, I mean, just go back to we had contenders and contenders trials and open division, and we found a way to weave all those
Line
together.
It all up.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a way. That system worked fine. But there wasn't roster lock and stuff. It was just orgs on the spot, you could swap players in and out whenever you wanted.
Yeah, I think it's just something done, because I feel like it's for teams and players it sucks for the most, and it puts them in these awkward situations, more strain on them, and especially in a 6-team OWCS. Again, we're gonna have to keep asking Fefe questions, but ask Fefe. These games are real life or death, these games are gonna be more important for these teams. All right, a bit of roster news. There's been some stray roster moves going on. So first thing to talk about is, and I promise we're not doing these bits on purpose, they're just organically coming up, but we have to talk about the merger between Zan Esports and Onside Gaming. So Road Onside Gaming and Zan Esports have combined, and as you can see, this is Zanside. They are now called Road Zanside Gaming, as they have combined the 2 rosters of the previous teams together to form a brand new team that will probably finish in instead of finishing 5th and 6th like these teams did last time around, they're now just going to probably finish 5th. They've successfully merged the 6th team out of existence. The roster's quite big. It's going to be the same backline, Probe and Kilo, because why not have 2 hit scans? Becky, Heiser, and Void is making a surprise return from well, from the void, I guess. He's just sort of reappeared, and he's now going to be the off-tank player, I guess, for this team if they need such a thing. So maybe the biggest news is actually not who is in the merger, but who is out of the merger, because Kivus and Attack are mysteriously missing from this merger.
Any teams need
a flex support and an off-tank?
Peps?
I don't know.
I can't put my finger on it.
No, unsure where they could be going.
It's a mystery.
Oh, grab it.
Oh, I think maybe he's probably just getting some breaking news about who needs an off-tank
Attack's
and who needs
just
a flex
rocked
support.
up at his house.
Unto even he's new co-host on the co-stream. Yeah, so I don't know if you have any strike. Just enjoyed that they said merge again, really.
I do love
on the tweet. On the tweet they put a little merger announcement thing, which made me laugh. On the one like Zanside posted. Maybe it's like the top link. Alpha can solve this one. And then he's going to solve who needs a flex support and an off tank for us. But yeah,
I don't really watch Korea I only watched Korea when it was like the good team, so I don't know how good Kiwi's is. Is he like alright?
I think he's pretty good. I think he's like okay Kiriko, really good Anna obviously because he's Korean. So I think Kivers is really good. There we go. There's our merger notice.
Merger notice.
Merger notice.
Thanks, Road Sandside Gaming. Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Road Zandside Gaming.
Just don't know who signs off these decisions, but there we go. But yeah, I thought Kivers looked pretty good. The nature of a lot of these players, I think they all just feel like the fifth best players in the role for their team. The exception to that is probably Attack, who I think is actually probably the best off tank in Korea. Maybe even just the best Korean diva, full stop. So I feel like whoever gets their hands on him, whoever it could be, could actually be in for like a pretty big treat.
Well, let's hope he's not coming to North America.
I mean, that would. You've got enough problems, Chrissy. You wouldn't want something like this where Attack turns up and then suddenly you're no longer the best diva team in the region or something.
Holy
that would
shit.
be like that would feel like a really big blow and a hard problem to solve.
It would.
But, yeah, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. He's going to sign him. DSG? Nah.
No way.
Then other Korean news had Spint joining Falcons. I guess Spint also missing from the merger. Turns up on Falcons. Any surprises here? To me, this has I rate Spint as a player, but to me, this has he turns up, he plays 3 weeks of the regular season, and then eventually it's just checkmate again when it matters, It's just a brief cameo, and then he goes.
Yeah, surely he's just here for double flex DPS, right? Korea loves the double flex DPS comp.
I feel like I don't get that vibe. I get the vibe that they don't like checkmate. That's the vibe I get.
Don't know, mate.
Nah, Junk Buck team doesn't like checkmate.
Come on, mate. It's checkers. Everybody loves checkers, mate. You gotta love checkers.
Maybe not Chio, Maybe not big Chio.
I don't know. I don't know any of the internal drama. I just remember I was hanging out in Korea with a bunch of people, and it was their whole team, almost all the Falcons there, And then 2 days later, I'm allegedly, checkmate's been cut after they were all, having a great time together. I didn't believe it.
Maybe that was his leaving do.
Yeah, maybe his farewell dinner, But I really think it's totally I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong. In my mind, he'll just be the same thing it was on Crazy Raccoons, where he thinks they're a guy, and if they want to play double flex DPS, put this guy in.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll be wrong.
Yeah.
But
yeah, to me, it doesn't feel like it moves the needle at all for Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
I think the good news for Falcons is they were probably right there with Crazy Raccoon and ZETA at the end of Korea and Asia. They just got, a little bit of an unfortunate result when Varro upset Crazy Raccoons, So I feel like as much as it doesn't move the needle for Falcons, they're still right in the mix in this top 3 for Korea. So it's not really just kind of indifferent.
It would be what, four teams that go to EWC because Korea won?
Yes, Falcons already qualified, right, from last year's EWC
It'll
winners.
definitely
Crazy
qualify,
Raccoon already qualified from winning Champions Clash. So there are now 2 spots for Zeta Division, T1, and Rhodes Anside Gaming, of course, to fight out for.
Boring,
like
actually,
an
no?
LCQ. Does anyone know?
I think no LCQ this year is my feeling.
I think this year EWC is going to be so different because it's in Paris. I think all of the like extreme luxury and stuff they just don't have the infrastructure. Those painted buses, they're not going to be in France. You know what I mean? Like the Hilton Hotel
over on the boat, you know?
Yeah, like there's no way the Hilton Hotel France is been taken over. So I think it's not going to be the same as the EWC experience. You know?
Yeah, I'm not holding my breath either.
What do we make of the EWC to Paris as well? Because I feel like this happened since we last. It was like maybe rumored since we last recorded, but
I felt inevitable really that they had to move it. I mean, it's nice. It saves me. It's an hour and 15 minutes, depending on if the plane will actually leave the runway. But it makes my life a lot easier compared to one less international travel. Is at least nice, you know.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how much of it they move, or like what drops off production wise. Like, are they going to bring the press? Are we gonna crush for keys again? Are they bringing the press?
Are they even gonna have a B stream? Like, I feel like there's gonna be so many things that are just completely changed or missing as a result of this, because there's just such a huge difference in resource allocation for it. I'm really curious as to how it's gonna play, and it's all so soon. I mean, I've heard on pretty good authority that, you know, some of the little finishing touches are still happening. So maybe based on that, maybe it's not as grim as I mean, like, you know, if there's money to pay copywriters, then maybe the sky's the limit in terms of how much they're willing to send out, right? Like, I'd believe it, but yeah, I don't know. I was under the impression that everything was just going to become extremely cheap the second they actually officially announced that and made it happen. Yeah, because, you know, they're paying a premium to attract people to go to Riyadh, but if that component of the tournament stops existing, and you know, you said yourself, Chris, like it's more appealing for you to go to Paris or whatever. It's easier for you, and there's lower obstacles to attending. If that's the case, then, you know, you don't have to pay such a premium for people to attend, broadly speaking, and for the talent to go and all that.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think even if they wanted to drop the same money, like, how, I just don't even understand the logistics of, like, how you're gonna, like, on late notice, you're just gonna take an entire hotel for like 3 months. That you're gonna, like, there's so much stuff they've got in Saudi, which they just, even if they really wanted to, which I agree with you, I don't think they do. Like, I think they'll just try to run this event make as little of a loss as possible, and then hope that the Trump peace deal goes through, or whatever it ends up being, and then kind of get back to business next year. I think if it has to, like, to be honest with you, I think in a lot of ways, if the UBC stays away from Saudi for too many years, they'll just fucking scrap it and then roll in a bit of trouble, to be honest with you.
Yeah, the bubble might burst with that one.
Yeah,
so
we really need to get Albert. Yeah, we need the best people on, like, the peace deal. Like, we need to make like a major with Iran ASAP. We need a major peace or something.
Yeah, because I think we've all been, haven't we? It's like they've got like a whole village for the Esports World Cup in Riyadh. You know, like it's sort of custom built for exactly that event. You know. So it's hard to see how they're going to match the same level of sort of luxury and production value and everything like this. Obviously, you know, they always have the money to spend, right? But it depends if it's worth them spending it when they're going to lose so much of of the tourism that would actually go into Riyadh if they were to host it there and stuff as well. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't think it will affect like the Overwatch portion too much. You know, I imagine we're going to have the same hosts. We're going to have as many teams. We're going to have the same format, the same amount of time, everything like that. So Overwatch wise, I don't think there'll be a huge impact, at least in the immediate. It will just be, I think, like Chrissy said, if it's out of Riyadh for too long, then it becomes probably not worth investing in for them as well, which will probably change the financial landscape of the esport quite heavily.
Yeah.
But I think Albert is going to solve it, so I wouldn't
the
worry.
piece.
Yeah. To peace. To peace.
To peace.
And then we touched on it earlier, but I guess the final piece of roster news is, well, the same one as last year. In many ways, it just feels like, all right, Crazy Raccoon will win the Champions Clash again. Kellex will come in and replace Haku again on a ZETA team. You know, I feel like maybe we're running out of ideas here in this deep. You know, we've hit the 10-year anniversary. We're just out of ideas now for what to happen in Overwatch each year. But yeah, Kellex and Undyne both join GK. Obviously, Aid is out as well. I feel like Aid's one was maybe just unconnected. Like I think just felt like an organic retirement. You know, he sent like I think we covered it before. Like a very nice sort of thank you for the years, thank you for the time in Overwatch type thing. So Undyne comes in. Let me get this right. He was the OWCS coach, right?
Aid?
Yeah.
No, Undyne.
Oh, Undyne.
Aid was the GK coach who was retired. Undyne has gone from OWCS to GK, and then they've also brought in Kellex to replace Haku. So it's just a straight upgrade, I think, like last year, right? Like I think I want to give Haku some credit. That I felt like, at least on Lucio, he was better in Stage 1 than I think he was in Stage 1 last year. Obviously, we'll have to wait until Stage 1 next year to see how he does until Kellex inevitably replaces him for a third time. But it feels like this was better than his Stage 1 last year. Still the same hero pool problems, but there's a reason they call Kellex the glue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good. I'm good to see him back.
In Stockholm, he told me this one was really for real.
For sure.
He said, this one was like a really real one, but
this one felt more real than the others, but unfortunately, not real enough to actually be real.
I mean,
I say unfortunately. I'm not unhappy he's back. You know, like
it's impossible to quit Overwatch. You gotta just go to the military or something, like forcefully take your ability to come back away. The game is too addicting.
He's back at his Team Denmark as well, isn't he? So he's gone from I don't want to play Overwatch ever again to I'm gonna play in 2 competitions running simultaneously and have a completely packed year of Overwatch. So a real 180 from him on this one.
Yeah.
All right. Any other Overwatch news we've missed, not covered? Any pressing issues on anyone's minds? Or should we move to Client of the Week?
We can.
Client of the week.
Client of the week.
All right. So I asked the guys if they had any ideas for this, and nobody responded to me. But I've got 2. First one is from actually nominated him last week as well. This was when Team GB pulled our great bait where we told you Specs was on the roster and then he wasn't on the roster, and obviously some people fell for it, some people didn't fall for it. I feel like that was part of the game, but Ben, who was pretty unhappy with the whole thing, he wrote another article. We only did the bait for 2 days, so you gotta say something for the turnaround here of reacting and getting the article out, you know. I think there's one bit in the article, I think just below Smex's picture here, where he says, look, I'm sure that Smex is still mechanically skilled and can contribute in the pitch. I love Smex. But this is not true. This is not a true sentence. His experience might also make an effect.
The thing about that guy's his heart.
It's fucking mechanical, though.
So... yeah, so obviously the idea was to try and bait people, and I think most people had a good time. It feels like, unfortunately, Ben had set himself up to have a bad time no matter what. You know, he felt if we took Smex for real, this was a great robbery of GP, and, you know, there was an injustice in play. But then, if it was just a bait, I think the exact phrasing on his original tweet was something like, well, quite frankly, this is unprofessional. I think it's maybe on the quote tweet to this one. The one before it, yeah. Low, it was a joke the whole time. Kind of unprofessional if you ask me, but whatever. So, yeah.
I ratio them so hard though. Like that's the key. Like my quote to his quote was in. Yeah, that was the key. Like
so many quotes.
I smoked
find
this
another
guy.
quote.
You need to find my tweet. Go on my Twitter. It's literally the only tweet I've done in the last. Yeah, but it was worth it.
You just
I swear you've
read
used
his-
this like at least 10 times, man. It's like your favorite
It's
one. of
it's
those.
so perfect. Like, and then look at
I
his
see you
reply.
post this all the time.
Look, I fucking look at this one. I fucking smoked him in the
All right,
second one.
let me
honestly.
read this for. I'll read this for the audio listeners. So, Chris posted the little nerd emoji with the glasses, sort of readjusting his glasses. You know, actually, and then so Ben replies to
Loves it
this
so
tweet. Am I not allowed to have an opinion as someone trying to cover this tournament? It was kind of annoying have to figure out if the initial roster announcement was a joke. It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, just my preference of how I think teams should act. Chris responds, am I not allowed to have an opinion about your opinion? As someone who is on Team GB, it was kind of annoying that you didn't like it. It's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, just my preference on how I think the community should act. It's fair to say Chris got more likes in both these scenarios, as you would expect.
And that's the
I don't know.
ultimate test.
Some
That's
people
all that
just
matters.
some people just born to be unhappy, I feel, with some of these things. Like, if it's a joke, then this is unprofessional. If it's real, then these guys are fucking idiots. What are they doing? Everyone else seemed to have a good time, whether they believed us or not believed us or anything like that, you know. But don't let get fun in the way of writing a tweet. So, yeah, I don't know. That one feels a little bit like, you know, we've been there, done that last week as well. So the next one I've got, I'm pretty sure this is a strong contender here. So Chris and Landon, you might have missed this because it was one of the between match segments on the broadcast. So the situation is, sometimes between the maps, our White Boy of the Year, Gavin, comes on with our a good contender for Clanker of the Year in Cargo. They come to the front of the stage and they do a little bit of crowd work, you know? And the name of the game of the crowd work is they pick a few fans whose signs they like out of the crowd. They bring those fans to the front. Then Cargo does some processing, some sort of algorithm, and he picks his favorite fan by waving his hand over their head. And this fan gets to win a jersey, often signed by the team. So they do this in this segment here as well. I think we got the clip ready. So we do this in this segment here, and then Cargo, he's going to pick a couple of fans, and it's the final day, and this is for Sunday, you know, so he's going to walk past the fans. He sees fan number one. She's a little bit scared, but she's got a ZETA win sign up. Huge ZETA fan here. He says she deserves a prize. The robot has decided. And then he's going to pick another winner here. This guy in the World Cup. Maybe that happened before this. So he's got two. Pause it now, Alpho. He's got two jerseys, right, Danny? Danny has two jerseys. He's got a signed ZETA Division jersey and a signed Crazy Raccoon jersey. And then
Did he give it
what he's
to
going to
the wrong person?
What he's going to do, he's going to give the ZETA jersey to this happy birthday guy who just loved it. And then he's going to give this Crazy Raccoon jersey to the ZETA fan. You know, it's just right there if you want, Danny. There's just this problem. You have two shirts. One of the fans
Really
is a
pressing
fan of
matters.
one of the teams. And I feel like, I mean, I hope they just swapped afterwards, you know, when they walked back to their seats. They were like, you want to swap? Because I feel bad for the ZETA fan. Because what a good prize that is if you're a big ZETA fan.
Yeah.
Like a signed ZETA Division jersey, all the players. What a good prize. Unfortunately, this one couldn't be solved by
Danny.
By Danny.
Danny.
So
come on,
Danny's
mate.
dropped the ball on this one. But what can you do? I'm just gonna say it. Gavin would have given the ZETA jersey to the ZETA
Gavin
fan.
wouldn't have done that.
Gavin would have got, you know, Gavin would have got it. You know, Gavin would have seen the solution in real time and he would have sorted it out. But not everyone can be Gavin.
No.
We wish.
Any more for any more? Anything clienty happened during the boot camp in Japan? Any behind the scenes?
Air France. Air France are the fucking biggest clients in history, and that company needs to be shut down as a matter of severe priority.
How are you going to get to the
Yeah, an easy
Esports World
trip
Cup
home,
if you
right?
shut it down?
I don't just any airline. I'll walk. I'll take the train. It's just not Air France. It's not Air France.
Real
I mean, I
bad,
still
real
got a
bad
little
week for the
bit-
French.
I still got a little bit
Go
of
on.
a chip on my shoulder, you know? I remember this preseason. Every time someone talks about my roster, you know, everyone's trying to tell me, dude, this couch there guy, mate.
Yeah.
No way this guy can play hit scan.
Yeah.
No way this guy can play hit scan, mate. All of a sudden, we get to a real event. I haven't seen the word Exodial in a month, at least. You know, where's all these people? I want some apologies, you know, mate. Poor my team's like, oh, this is horrible roster construction, mate. This guy will never be able to challenge a real hit scan. And I'm watching here just go like 100-0, perfect crit accuracy, just the best Cassidy in the tournament. Like, what a dude! Come on, man.
No, you're right. Even Under had to change the body shot narrative, I swear.
This guy just kept just good at the game, man. What a surprise. DPS is DPS.
Used to me.
What a player.
Yeah, I think if there are any doubters left, they've surely all changed their tune now. Surely there is not a single person now who can deny Kev on hit scan.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. It was a high standard as well, right? Like Court, Stalker, Kev all felt like they had Knife as well. Felt like all of the hit scans really had great lands.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least in the top half. All right, where are we leaning then?
Danny. Give it to Danny. He would take it on the chin.
I feel like, yeah. He can, yeah. And as his prize, obviously, we'll give him a signed jersey of his least favorite podcast. All right. Then I think we're all done. We obviously have to thank Red Eyes, of course, for being our biggest Patreon fan. If you want to get early access to any of our episodes or just support us for the love of a podcast, or even get access to an exclusive Q&A that we will surely definitely actually get round to recording, I want to say next week. Yeah, go subscribe, support us on Patreon now. Thank you very much, Red Eyes, and thank you, Landon, for joining us today as well.
Thanks, Red Eyes. Thanks,
Thank you,
Landon.
Landon.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you to Gavin as well for existing. What a treat.
Thank you, Gavin. It was a privilege to exist on the same planet as you.
It's just nice to witness greatness, you know?